Welcome back to PCMT. What is this? Week 11, I think, unless that's complete misinformation. Hi, I'm back again. Valencia here with Teklo, casting 100 Tonys versus Team Slugshow. Another Omega match.
Good game here.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited for this one. I mean, I casted the last match that Team Slugshow did. This is my first time seeing 100 Tonys, which, if I remember correctly, is the other half of my former team from season 2. So I got to see how this new build works out here. We've already done the map select, so we've got Sunset, Split, and that Summit as map 3 because for some reason it's Icebox. For some reason, I don't know. Spectre is just funny. But I think it's going to be a banger series.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm expecting, I don't know, there hasn't been a lot of things seen from TS, so I don't know, I'm expecting some surprises here, hopefully, but I don't know, 100 Tonys should be pretty close 50-50 match, I'd say.
I can imagine, yeah, because there are some definite shooters on the side of 100 Tonys, but on the side of Team Slugshow, you have the obvious part. You've got Straight and Navy. They completely dominated in their last series that they played however many weeks ago, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just go back in, show up, be like, hey, let's clock in and out for the third match. Which, yeah, obviously this match is going to be important for them because that means that they go 3-0 so far. But because of the sheer amount of games that 100 Tonys has played in comparison, they're currently sitting at 2-3. Ideally, if you want to make it to playoffs, you don't want to have 4 losses here. You really don't. Otherwise, that's probably going to make for some really weird tiebreakers maybe eventually. I feel like that's going to be kind of particular, so ideally you want to get the win here.
Yeah. I think, if you're 100 Tonys, you definitely want to take this game off of TS. They're looking like one of the top teams in Omega right now, so I mean, obviously you get this game off them, your chances of making it to playoffs are higher, but I don't know. Yeah. All up in the air as of right now.
Exactly. And I mean, like, on the flip side, it's like you get to take a map off these guys, or just take a game off these guys who, I mean, obviously they're 2 for 2 for looking rather invincible. Yet to be fair, their 2 matches have been against DFM, which, go figure, and Baka. So they still have yet to really go up against any real sort of like top hitter, pretty much. They haven't gone against SPG. They haven't gone against SR. Or Na'Vi yet, so we're still kind of waiting to see how that goes. Yeah, they've yet to go against the top 3 of the group, so, and they're currently sitting on top 4. I think this game should be a good test for them. We'll see where they'll be sitting at within the group. I mean, seeing this is only their 3rd match, so. Yeah, and they're the one that are really, they have all that volatility too because they played the least amount of matches in this group so far. The next one closest is like people who have played like 4 matches, whereas they still have half of that. So
yeah,
I guess I'm talking about the actual like agent select here sort of thing. I guess the main thing to sort of note about is that Stray is actually going for the Raze here instead, rather than going for like a Neon compared to what they're going on for 100 Tonys, where they've got the Neon Phoenix. Yeah,
probably one of those comfort picks, you know, coming after Straight. I know Straight does like the Raze, but you know, I think personally I like the comp for 100 Tonys a little bit better. They a little more comfort for them. You know, you got Cyclone on the chamber, as everyone knows he loves the chamber, and I don't know,
everything rolls wise at least like makes sense. Like these are agents that, you know, they seemingly really are comfortable with. I'm obviously not too familiar yet with Jin and Half Mortal. Obviously I haven't seen those guys play at all, but I would imagine they've been serviceable thus far, I would suppose. And, you know, comfort. Again, like I've seen Abstract. I've played with Abstract. I've played with Cat's Meow. And I've seen Cyclone go completely ham on this chamber. So.
Yeah, Half Mortal is definitely doing better this season than he was last season for sure. But a little bit more comfort on the Phoenix, probably. Maybe.
Yeah, I think the main thing that I'm really looking at least like when it's the Sentinel side, you know, one side, TS is actually running in like an actual hard sensitive, whereas they only really have the chamber on the side of 100 Tonys. So I'm also kind of curious to see how that's really going to go for them too, because they pretty much have to rely off their firepower if they want to anchor. Otherwise, just typical anchoring stuff, typical Sunset stuff, as you would expect.
Yeah, I want to see some of these. I want to see 120s probably play a little bit aggressive. I feel like if you play scared into TS, you're gonna get put down. So.
Exactly. You definitely don't want to underestimate their firepower because they will run you over if you are not careful at all.
Yeah.
At least to start things off, they were trying a lot to take this mid control, really, just to shut them out. But they're leaving B completely as a gap, really. Like, they have a chance to spring out completely and not realizing there's nobody really holding into the side there. They have all this control in the market, but that's pretty much it. And that side there is going for the plant. Dino does at least take a timing, only able to get a trade, though. Cat's checking them out. But that's their smokes down. Shirley's able to find the pick on the lurk,
getting caught out there.
Yeah, that's going to be very impactful. How are they really going to hold us in the sight? I guess if Abstract gets the first shot there, that works out definitely too. That's going to be a really hard flood to go through here, unless they just hit their shots.
One enemy remaining.
A lot of these singular fights, but at least they go in their favor for TS. And that's a pistol right there.
Yeah, good retake coming out for TS. I mean, this pretty much ready to flood as soon as the plant comes down.
Yeah, the rotation was really good for that.
Not giving 120 is a lot of breathing room there, so.
No, and I mean, they arguably really couldn't because, again, like, you had Dino die out first, so it's like you kind of have to flood through. There's no way you could really take the pace there with your smokes going down, so you kind of just have to take the gunfights. And frankly, I don't think they're really taking the best there for 100T, so it just kind of let them flood in with rather ease, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially with the alert going down.
Yeah, TS looking, maybe do something mid here, looks like. Everyone looking down.
Yeah, I guess this might just be their default, at least for the first few rounds, until they really see any sort of opposition. Although, I guess the smoke top mid is definitely going to help alleviate a few things there. AB does at least go for the pick out and is able to find Cycle on this first blood. What are you going to expect? 3 people in that smoke? I don't know, but at least they're able to get away for now.
Yeah. Looking good.
Feeling position, at least, yeah. I don't actually know if you saw that. Actually, it doesn't matter, at least. I thought there was maybe a chance that Abstract could have found time, but no, you only get one to get the trade immediately. But they're at least trying to flood in through market there, but are you still going to be able to do this with all these guns here? I mean, if you just let them go in through and you don't want to trade your life away, sure.
Yeah, if you're 120, you get the plant done.
It seems like Mafra, yeah, really wants to put the gas on it. Let's try to go for a pick there, but oh, gets picked out immediately. And now it's just down to cast in a 1v3, and yeah, also not there. Good attempt though, at least. They were able to get a few guns out of their pockets, at least.
Yeah, coming out, be a little expensive on the buy round for TS, but...
Yeah, just the one Spectre really being dropped, actually. I think they're going to be fine anyways, because Dino at least has a good amount of a buy. If you really want to buy a rifle, you could. It's not too big a deal.
Yeah. Now, full buy is coming out for 100 Tonys. See Pink's coming out through mid. I don't know, maybe attempting to go for something mid again.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they were really that afraid of really going for the mid approaches that they were really going for.
Yeah, they're gonna. I don't know. I want to see them hit this A side, but I don't know how they're gonna get through the Cypher setup.
No, I don't really think so either. I mean, I'm definitely very curious about the Cypher setup, really, but we'll worry about that when they actually decide to actually do something about it. They seem really comfortable going out for this B and mid approach, but that also doesn't help half roll going down immediately to the sheriff there.
Yeah, Abstract alone in mid, just maybe hoping to get some pressure.
Apparently they have wide pressure use sort of can, but it's going to be really hard to kind of buy all this. Although they're not really holding it that well. I mean, I guess that helps alleviate the pressure a lot, because now they can just focus on main, which currently you've got at least like 2 or 3 really good at any given time. And Spike more or less committed to this B side for now.
Yeah, you can commit to that B side, because I mean, if you're looking at the main map, Straight is just on a line on A. So he's getting a good amount of info at least.
Exactly. They have to like re-clear a bunch of this information unless Abstract just goes hunting for somebody and you're able to get a tag, but you've revealed your Gambit here, at least top mid.
Yeah, just trying to play it slow for 100 Tonys, but I think like TS are gonna figure this out.
Yeah, I think they're really just trying to take a time, but no, they want to go proactive instead on the person that they know for sure. Oh, especially with that raised Boombot actually catching somebody in A main right there. So you gotta take the chance. That's straight down actually. Able to at least find Abstract, so you're able to pick up the gun here, at least if you're AV. But they're so far behind that they're already flooded through for the defense. Yeah, now the Cypher Trip's really going through now, and now they can just flood and completely roll stream right through them. That's 80 with 3 in the round here.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, 1v3 is in. Heroics being asked.
Yeah, not able to get the plant down in time either. That's a 3rd straight round there. A bonus converted for TS.
Yeah, I mean, biggest problem with the 120s there, I think they're just playing the round a little too slow, maybe a little bit too individualistic if you're like abstract there, but all good.
Yeah, because the one thing that I'm really worried about this 120s team, even just seeing for the first 2 rounds, it kind of just feels like you're really trying to see if Abstract or Cyclone can kind of pull the weight of what feels like the mountain, pretty much.
Yeah.
Multiple people, really, where it's like, oh, they're the ones who are going to try to buy all this attention. If that's all their plan really ends up being and everyone else kind of ends up playing passive, I don't really see this working out against a team that is perfectly fine taking out those individual players. And you're seeing it again, really, because they're really just wanting to commit all into the site with 1 on side, and like there's 3-2 down. Although considering it is an eco, sure, I guess it's just an eco farm, really, but it just doesn't really bode anything for me, Teklo.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the 120s do, interesting things on the ecos, like nothing like crazy, but I don't know, seeing them just like hit a site like that, I don't know.
Yeah, especially a fast pop on an eco doesn't really bode well. It's more so just the tendency is what I'm at least seeing here.
Yeah.
Because somehow I feel like the picture is being painted pretty well, at least in these first 4 rounds, or at least how I'm at least seeing this. Although the one caveat, they're at least trying to start something towards A, so they at least can deal with the Cypher setup if they really want to go for that.
Yeah. Getting that early start out on A, getting that Phoenix pop.
I really using that to really explore everything, and I mean that's half of the Cypher setup taken up, but that Cyclo taken out on the other side too. The same 4-1, completely punched again.
Cage triggered.
Shadow needs to be aware because they are fast behind.
That's already ready for this, and that's half mortal down already. I had the idea that was possibly there, but nothing you could really do, and you're already getting surrounded by all sides here.
Enemy down.
At least David's getting cut out with a flash in the hand, really, but that straight will perfectly for the trade there, and they're already starting to threaten the defuse.
Enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Oh, that spray was insane, but Abstract at least able to barely get the one over the skin of the teeth. And their first round win.
I belong here.
No, Zin getting a good 2K there to pretty much, I don't want to say cement the round, but put the round in a good hands of Abstract there.
The rounds in the bag.
There.
Yeah.
Like the fries. Yeah, because they really needed this round, all things considered, especially. And it could have gone either way, really. They really gamed out to that one spray down to really cement it for it.
You know, catching out AV there was pretty good. Good trade for trade.
Yeah, that's actually a trade you will definitely take, especially because... Interesting, they're still really just wanting to go for all this mid stuff, but... I mean, do we go for a pause here? Can we roll back this round? That's a little unfortunate with the DC.
No, damage has already been...
Shit.
Oh, not done?
Not
Okay, pause. Getting a
Uh,
round reroll.
Thirty seconds left.
Okay.
Tech pause.
I'll outshine all their radiance.
Did that actually work properly? Did we just get in the round on accident? I actually could not tell. Okay.
Oh, Zin blue screened. Rip.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that's actually very lucky because I catch that as the set play is sort of happening. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Actually, very lucky that nobody got tagged by it. Otherwise, it would have been rather unfortunate, really. You know, the first time that we're finally seeing something like this sort of actually happen, or at least something to where it actually successfully works out, I'd imagine.
Oh, Econ is trapped.
Yeah, it's a little chopped, except for Shen, who DC'd, so...
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, interesting calling out from coming there for Team Slugshow though. Just having straight immediately go down tiles with that result.
Yeah, I think they're really comfortable with really pressuring out mid. Like, doesn't really matter if there's anybody really showing from the opposition or not. It's just a comfortable part of the map that we're really fine with taking, which honestly I think is at least a little bit more beneficial for like defenders on this map compared to attackers.
Yeah,
Because I feel like you can take that space and it just doesn't really end up mattering. But for defense, it allows you to kind of just pressure on and pincer if they just bother to just take a site and solely that.
120 is getting. I mean, I haven't really seen them do anything too much in mid, other than that. Like I think round 2, round 3 it was, but yeah, no. If TS can recognize the holes, they should be able to have free reign over the middle of the map.
Exactly, because I feel like they're really trying to at least see what they can do with these sites. But the problem is that because they're really leaving mid up pretty much just to one person, if anybody, it's already been handled pretty well, at least on the side of TS. I think it would at least be interesting to at least show some sort of bigger mid presence at the start of a round that isn't in Nico either. I'd be really curious to see if they can really manage anything with that, regardless if, you know, TS decide to do any weird, goofy set plays or not.
Yeah.
So I'm at least curious to see if they do have any sort of adaptations there besides just the rudimentary, okay, this side's not working, let's try the other one.
Yeah. I will take the note of Kaylor is a sub today for Lore, resident smokes player for TS, so but yeah, it'll be interesting. You in the round, roll back, don't work.
Actually, that's actually funny because I didn't even realize that Lore was actually like them. Because oh yeah, no, because I remember I don't think Lore was there for the last game. I think so. I just completely forgot. Really, I think who was it subbing there? You know, I don't even remember who it was. I actually do not remember. Me when I lack the critical information. It's all right. I'd imagine we're still trying to figure out this whole rollback issue. So.
Yeah,
I'm trusting production to really do this one because truthfully, I've never sat through a rollback situation, so I'm hoping it gets resolved. Oh, that's actually. I mean, do we have to like look back into the VOD to kind of like see? Okay. So I guess we kind of just have to fill. So that's all right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ian on production having to unfortunately having to manually restore the game state, which yeah, if you know anything about that, that's definitely difficult. Even, you know, that happens from time to time, I think, with VCT as well. It's happened before, so yeah, not fun, not a fun experience.
Yeah.
But I think really so far, it's like you're kind of really alluding to, and what I was kind of establishing is that it really just feels very comfortable. And to be fair, I don't even remember whose map pick is this exactly because I can't really tell.
TS.
It is TS. Okay, that would explain why they feel like so comfortable really on this map. Actually, then really just
I don't think they do a lot of like scrim or prac outside of game days. But I mean, it's just it could just be a map that they feel comfortable on.
That's just what I think so too. Yeah. I think it really just kind of matters if it's just comfort above all. Because yeah, no, you are right. They are a team that really doesn't do a whole lot of scrim factors. I think. I mean, given the fact that they've only gotten 2 officials under the belt so far, that also establishes that fact too. Especially with the interview that we did with AV last time they played too. So yeah, I think it really is just natural comfort, but the fact that it's not even seeming just natural comfort, it just kind of seems like they're all on the same page with what they really want to do, able to show all these looks, and I mean, so far they haven't had that opposition yet.
7.
Almost there. Also, shout out going around the world with Fuzzy. You know, it's funny because whenever I think of Sunset, unfortunately, I still think of how I destroyed Snowfall that one time. I hate bringing it up like every time, but I'm just like, wow, that was a little goofy. Yeah, Fuzzy, you want to take us to our favorite spot in the map, Boba? and head over to the restaurant. Yeah, just head on through. Is there even a tactic buddy in here at all or no? I cannot remember. No, there isn't. Yeah, I think you gotta serve these people well. Whatever you do, do not sit at a table alone. Yeah, at least in terms of sunset, I will say. Pretty beautiful map, but I wish there were more like tactic buddies or weird, goofy stuff to really look at. Because I feel like they only really started doing that with Corrode. And a little bit on Summit too.
Yeah.
I feel like also like Pearls too, like, but that's me being biased. And I mean, you've already been to like one of the goofier parts anywhere, two of it. The apartments for Market is actually one of like the weirdest spots because like nobody ever realizes, oh, it goes up that high. It's kind of like that with apartments and mail and on Split too. But then also, you know, we could shoot hoops on, you know, the basketball court.
Yep.
D-ball side of the schoolyard.
Sunset honestly kind of being like split in a way where half of it's like residential, the other half is like corporate or whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not really like in like downtown LA. It's really like in like the suburbs, really too. It just happens to have like all the weird, you know, Kingdom or whatever corporate shit too. Yeah, yeah, it's in yeah, it's official, guys. Gecko is in Compton. Yes. No, because isn't it like what is it? Is it like the south side or west side of like LA that is the Spanish population? Because I would imagine that's probably kind of what it is here with the like being more of the Spanish community. Unless I'm just assuming that because of Gecko, I'd have to assume though. Surely.
I think
yeah, because I know that much. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of there's a few songs I've listened to where it's been like they talk about West Side like that. So.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because the only reason I know that is going back all the way to fucking Overwatch, actually. Because they had the two LA teams, but which one was it? LA Gladiators, who was formerly owned by the Sentinels, eventually owned by, shout out to the Guard. I remember they did a content piece for the Gladiators, #Shields Up, where it was like Southside LA stuff with all like the Spanish stuff. So that's the only reason why I know that. Shout out Overwatch League. Rest in peace, I guess. Rest in piss.
Yep.
Oh god, it all. I thought we were good with it, but apparently, yeah, no, manual game states are fucking awful to deal with. I can say that much. Now, speaking of Overwatch, actually. Whoa. And it's a Straw Hat Gang. That's crazy. So, what was it? Because when I saw all the stuff about Carpe retiring, that actually got me a little bit in the feels, but it's just because of all that history too. Because the last time that I kind of had that history was when Alarm passed away too. Which is also, again, like, that was a former teammate of his, so it's like, oh, shit. But that's when I found out that he was doing a Pulsar collab, and, I know some people might be able to see us on a broadside. I got the fucking Carpe mouse. I'm a fucking shill, but also, I guess I love Carpe. But it's a different kind of love to the ones that are just like, oh, T1 Carpe in Valorant, he's so good. The 6-man. It's like, bruh, if you know ball, you know ball. Carpe's a fucking legend. I don't care what anybody says. Oh yeah, the flea market. All right, we gotta go for the fucking drip check. Wait. Yeah, I know, because I saw in the corner of my eye. What is it with the kitty cat? All right, chat. Figure out what figure out what your drip check is out of everything in the flea market. I feel like Pi would wear the poncho. I don't know why. Some Soul and Valor sort of thing. I just feel like he would. I just feel like, yo, I feel like he would. He would wear a poncho, but probably not willingly. I think someone would give him this just to wear it, and just be like, eh, whatever.
I thought he wouldn't.
I feel like if you at least like paid him like a little bit, sure. I don't know. I think it would be funny to see a little tiny Pi wear like an oversized poncho. It would be funny to me. Would he actually do it? I don't know, but it would be funny. Look, if I wants to chime in and say otherwise, I mean, sure, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. My gut feelings are kind of good. I don't know. There is a chance this lobby might be completely fucked, so I am a little concerned, but I don't know. It seems like they might just I don't know. Do we just like if the manual games game reset doesn't work again? Do we kind of just, as they're saying, LARP it out really and just see kind of what happens? I don't know. But yeah, or at least like recreate like the actual like round score, but I don't know if they're actually going to be able to recreate the same economy or not. No, so. Okay. So we are being told we're gonna get this whole new lobby thing set up because I don't think the manual game set's gonna work out. So we're gonna go to a break and we will come back when it's all sorted out. So bear with us, folks. Appreciate your patience. Well, that definitely didn't take forever, but we are finally back with a full round over. So yeah, we are surely ready to get started once again. Surely, though, probably not with the same push, but who knows? Never mind. They still like the same strat.
They're running it back.
They're running it back. Wait, but it actually gets caught this time by Cyclone. The precog, we love it. I would just assume they might do the same thing, but why not? I'm a little concerned though for Pants, because you get pushed at any point. I mean, at least the drone spots you out, but nobody deal with it yet. But the point is, they've got the site here for 100 Tonys.
Spike planted.
It feels a bit rough to kind of maybe possibly get in, but AV is already on the late lurk here, actually, yeah.
Yeah, no trip up, so Cyclone won't know.
No, they won't know. Honestly, could even just pop any of this util, because they're sitting on full util as well, including the running back. I definitely might want to, but no, Skaggle is good for 3 in this round, actually, instead. Finally take it down. Dino's willing to step it up in this 2v3 here.
One enemy remaining.
Still going in favor, but it's now down to a 2v1 here. It's not good enough there. That's the second round after the rollback, yeah.
Yep. No, 100 Tony just getting into good post-ban positions there. Yeah, AV not catching out Cyclone there. A little unfortunate.
No, definitely not there. I think they would have had a perfect amount of time. I think it just came down to the lack of timing.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. It's not the only thing that got fucked that round, though, I guess, because as you can probably tell in the stream, yeah, Spectre's kind of fucked again, but to be fair, this is a very specific circumstance, just given all the rollback and the injections we had to do for it, so. A good trade there, at least, for Pants to really go down, and AV's able to find Cyclone down there on the extremities, so it's now down to at least 3, and they don't even have the spike, actually, necessarily. They're just trying to make anything sort of happen here, really. And that's Kaler down, too. But this lockdown...
They might be able to see it.
No, they won't, actually. They're not going to know that it's there, but...
Watch them run.
Oh, but they'll definitely hear that. So definitely have some sort of inkling going into this. It just depends on if they're going to expect... Not just 1, but 2, in fact.
Yeah, the double flank coming out.
Cass is able to spot it out, but at least has regen. But are you going to be able to actually make anything off this? Paranoia is smoked up. You're getting netted completely. You are dead there. AV getting the attention a little bit, but it's supposed to. But oh, the smoke goes down. But moves straight into 1v1. The omens. He might have screwed with it, but is Shin ready for this? He's taking the defuse. And not ready for it. Not facing the right side of the gen. Shin. And we got the 3rd round there for 100 Tonys.
Yeah. No, little interesting round coming out there for 100 Tonys. Just running in, not having the bomb with them at all. But I don't know. Fights go their way.
Yeah, it seemed like everything was really kind of primed for TS to really be able to take everything in that retake. But it seemed a little bit disconnected. Like, the pieces were sort of there, but
yeah, those
they just sort of just kept hitting people. Yeah.
Yeah, straight not getting that kill on the abstract. Or no, not abstract, shadow. Really showing the round, I think.
Yeah, especially really with all the disconnected trades too, it did not help really. So while pop there, Straight still not able to get away, stunned up completely, not able to get any help there whatsoever. A very late Cypher trip in here, but it's something that's broken down, right? And that's the own Hunter Fury there. Tagged up at least for Pants, but the site's just theirs, and oh, the lurk. Cyclone ended up getting down on instead, and you're trying to get all this attention really secured down, but yeah, it's pretty much just down to AV.
Planted.
Yeah, the time to really see if you can get anything here. Gets peeked off there, but Pants at least able to get Cyclone to work there. But gets picked up by Half Moral. Yeah, the site. They really are not able to really work through it too much, and they don't expect Shin up on top of the box there either. I'm going to probably call it now. I think the rollback might have halted their momentum, because I think they maybe got like enough time to kind of think things over and be like, okay, you know what? Let's just see if we can spam A. And so far, it's seemingly working out.
Yeah, TS not making the adjustment so far. I mean, Straight's been playing a little bit more aggressive into the mains, but that hasn't really done anything. And Cypher's swapping up the setup, so...
Yeah, I guess maybe they want to try and really hold something else a little bit more differently, but then again, they are on pretty much a half by here, really. Only like 2 semi-rifles brought in, and that's one of them down already, immediately, right off the bat. Yeah, Straight stuck in another position. At least he was able to get 1, but oh, Abstract able to get 2, especially with the supporting fire. And now it's all up to Pants and Avi to try and recover something. They're just like calm. They're on the flank. Continually, but is Abstract going to get it?
Yeah.
Not ready for it.
One enemy remaining.
But Shan's at least ready to get the trade late. Now it's just up to Pants on a 1v3, and not good for it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
100 Tony is going up with the lead here in the series.
Yeah, getting that lead. I mean, they're just gonna keep spamming it until TS make till TS make a response. But as of right now, I mean, Cypher is going back to setting up on A, but I mean, still seeing 2 very passive setup looking like coming after Pants. So
yeah, because I think it's really weird that they're really this comfortable with holding the A passive when I feel like now that they're getting abused like on the site here, I feel like at least you need to show some amount of proactivity, but obviously you're not going to be like wanting to face somebody out because clearly that hasn't worked out so far.
I mean,
so I guess we're going to see how the passiveness is going to work here. I mean, they're investing all this util, and that's a paranoia and the fast lane down too. I'm sure Silly's catching something out, but you're not really getting much. At least it's a good tag there. Again, nobody knows how to break a dart, and that's half one down actually to Pants. Especially with that, they still haven't planted yet, but it's buying so much time for the rotates. If you get the trade-off, really, they're kind of ready, at least to kind of flood in for this defense when they're ready. Especially with all the util that they've used on 100 Tonys.
Yeah, Cyclone taking some mid space, but
that's Abstract going down too. The pause not working in their favor, at least with that. It's just letting them just get whittled down, and they're ready for the lurk there as well, especially. And the Plat's still waiting to go down. Cat's trying to find an opportunity to go in with this, but he's just gonna completely pressure them out.
Spike down.
And Shin's just smoked off completely, having to face 4 people on the other side of that smoke. Simply off or not, even with all the noise, it doesn't really matter. Unless you can make a miracle happen here once again, Shin.
yeah.
And it's another dart. It's, yeah, all cooked there.
Yeah, I think 100 Tonys, I think, if anything, they played that round too slow.
Yeah,
I mean,
they paused for way too long, honestly, is what it kind of came down to. I think so.
Those 4 prior rounds, they just ran it down, got the bomb down ASAP, and then just got into their post-ban positions, and everything worked out fine, but they just played it slow. I guess they were scared of the flood retake coming out for TS, and everything
Not even just, but I feel like something that you're going to at least have in this is that someone might call to make like a pause, but I feel like what's going to end up happening is that teams aren't going to know when to actually go. The only like real timer that they have is, okay, let's win until our rechargeable util gets back. Because they invested so much into that round that it makes sense as to why that happened.
Yeah.
Now they might be willing to go off, especially with Kaler going down there and the Phoenix all not popped yet. No, it did get pops. It's looking a little goofy on my end.
Yeah, Cyclone catching out too, though.
Yeah, the lurks for Cyclone are really getting a lot of value, not really getting pressured out here. They're just letting him run rampant. And that straight getting picked off as well on sites.
Straight getting a little over eager on the peak. Probably around going the way of 100 Tonys, but never too early to call it.
Definitely not, but it definitely seems that they're a lot more ready to concede this round, especially with just wanting to save these two guns. Not that they're in a terrible eco if they want to opt to save, but I mean, it would still probably...
I mean, they could go for
I
this.
don't know. They could. I mean, they also... because they don't get too much benefit out of it.
I mean,
besides, like,
they're
using the
taking
util.
too much time, though. I know they're all playing offsite.
No, I think they're fully really investing into it. It's more that they're just not really getting anything, like alt points, really. If anything, they're giving alt points to the other team, if anything. So it's just really getting guns out of their hands, which could be also a little substantial, too. The ecos aren't, you know, flourishing on both sides. They're a little bit volatile,
Last
given, like,
round
2
before the
rounds.
switch.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't matter. It's final round, actually. It's fine. I don't know what I'm really trying to set up there. It's fine.
Yeah, the ecos are pretty even. Nothing crazy.
Out of
So.
charges.
Full bias coming out. Saw that running back on the side of TS and from the shadows on both sides. Cyclone one off of the tour de force.
That's
Hard to
probably
go
also
for it.
another reason why they weren't willing to like really heavily go for it, because AV is bringing in the running back into this round. Immediately right off the rip too. Yeah, you're stunned up, but pressuring it out. Both flashes use actually. That's causing so much pressure, especially with the one-way there. Trying to find something out of that. I don't even know what you were able to spot there. But Cyclone on the other end is still able to get these extremity kills. And that's
That's a
opening up
free
B
beat
completely.
side.
Yeah, especially with the front in the shadows. That's going to make the rotates incredibly, honestly, stinted.
here.
That's half World even going down 2 on the rotation.
Spike planted.
But AV catching out Shadow in mid.
And that Shin actually went down 2 to AV. Yeah, they're ready to just go in flood and really fast now, especially. A little bit disconnected, possibly, especially too. That's Kayla at least going down, but... And a one-and-done spot like that with multiple facing through. It's just abstract on the site there because Cat's just holding off the entire time.
Brother.
He can clutch it, though.
Does have the
It would have been
dart.
the first time. Oh, but the double face probably didn't expect that one. A 4K there from AV to bring things back to a 6-6 here.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that was a very winnable scenario for 100 Tonys, but I mean, the retake once again coming out
Switching
very
sides.
well for TS.
Yeah, I
On
think what
the
ended up
picnic
happening, they were pressured so much with what was happening, I think, on the A site that they just weren't paying attention to whatever comm was really going for Cyclone. So when they did that, I don't think they were fully like, on the same page. That's why it felt so desync to where there was all that chaos that did happen, and why those picks happened in the first place. That
Yeah.
eventually led to the steamroll in the flood.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, now you flip sides. I don't think you're going to get as heavily used up here with Cyclone, you know, bringing out all these lurks. Unless you want to, you know, push up on the defense. But, I mean, given that you are their Sentinel with no other infill Sentinel to really be had, I don't think you have to deal with it too much. So I'm curious to see what both teams are really going to bring to this half here.
Yeah. Yeah, 100 Tonys not having that cipher for the stall, so they can just freely hit the sites as often as they want without being slowed down.
Yeah, and it feels like they really kind of like want to dry go into this. I mean, that straight almost going down, but that Cyclone going down. Now I think they're really willing to go through this, and yeah, that's both taken out. It seemed like the others were really wanting to go for a flank there, but once everything started to happen, they just had to give up that panel completely, and now it's just a 3v5
Spike
retake
planted.
with basically no info.
Yep. Should know there's 3 boba. At least 2.
Yeah, it's given off of like the sound that they're really making here. I don't think it's really going to hide that much. I mean, that's going to stall them out even further with the paranoia used there. And yeah, that's Avi getting a third. On for the ace, actually, and is already going for it. Gets shut down immediately. I don't know if that was a flow blind or not. I don't think so.
I think it
But
was.
yeah, there's not enough time in this round regardless, even still.
One
So it's really
enemy
just-
remaining.
Yeah, seeing if something can happen. Cat's here in a 1v3.
Not ready yet.
But there's just not enough time to make anything happen. Everyone kind of running around. Yeah, all for naught there.
Yep, good round
What?
coming out the way of TS. I mean, just AV
Everyone dead.
getting
Okay.
3. Yeah, AV. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a simple round. You don't really care about living.
Yeah, true.
AV getting 3 though that round.
Yeah, especially the 2 openers already. And I mean, you're already 1 away from the running back too, which obviously is going to be quite substantial if you can really use this to snowball.
Yeah.
And I have to know once again, what is up with former Koi people are just... Yeah, no, former Koi players and the 6-7 scoreline. They're forever doomed. Seemingly. He was on the eco. I don't even know if the
That's
smoke
unlucky.
fully bloomed on our end then, or was that just a spray down? Either way, that is rather unfortunate for Shin, but I mean, they're going to keep trying for it, but it's not going to matter. There might be trades and a slight lurk attempt, ill-fated. Yeah, no, that's getting actually rather scrappy. They've dropped at least 2 guns here, and I mean, yeah, they at least able to pick up the Guardian because they had one. Yeah, there they go at least. So they're at least losing out on 1 Spectre, but it probably won't mean too much. They still have to run it back. That's kind of what ends up mattering. That is fully built up here.
Yeah, the run it back, fully built up for TS. Allows them to get that early snowball if everything goes their way, and it's on AV, so.
Yeah, probably gonna, you know, get like a 4K and ace. Damn, I wish I could put them in my VFO instead of the. Yeah, can I put AV in my VFL instead of Favian? That'd be really great, thanks. Yeah, I don't, going in this already, like
coming out for TS.
Yeah, all the pressure really going down half world again, but that's at least one thing handled out. That's no more running back into this because it wasn't even popped in the first place.
Yeah.
But now they're all just suffocated in market here. I don't know what sort of option you're going to find, especially with the fast flood here. The fast rotates in. Are you going to expect 3? I mean, you can hear it, but can you get anything off it? You're both tagged up too. Never mind, I forget aim can be kind of whiffy in PCMT. That's Abstract going down there too. Half world, that's all 3 of them going down. Now it's in their advantage.
Player standing. 1 enemy
Cat's in the 1v1 clutch.
Cat's 1 HP. Bomb is planted though.
Gonna finish. I've seen Cats win these rounds before. If you weren't one shot, there is a slight chance, but that is such a close round there. But that is a bonus earned for TS.
Yeah, it's the bonus converted, and honestly, probably the best way the bonus can be converted, because like you said earlier in the round, they saw the run it back. So, if anything, they can hold on to it for this round, or they can, I don't know, maybe get that snowball going a little bit more.
The point is, the snowball has now been had, and that's already them going up to double digits at the very least. Which arguably, again, like if the rollback didn't happen, they probably would have had this, but the momentum got stifted, or just tinted. So it at least helps that they at least had the chance to finally do that now, and are likely going to keep building it unless they do something abnormal.
Cyclone, interesting position here, B main.
Yeah, I think really want to catch the 1 and done, especially with the TP here, and especially because you could honestly have that on AV. If it doesn't get whiffy, at least if we get the tag and the kill there. Okay, that's a start.
Maybe not able to confirm the kill.
No, not quite, but I mean, Dino gives his to confirmed abstract, and if it helps at all, they did at least pop up the neural theft. They might just pop it if they are really so inclined.
Yeah.
Especially with the rotates already in, too, already anchored back into A.
Yeah, straight holding on to that mid position.
Cat's pulling off a stingray. I understand, but on the half side, and then you find half moral in mid there too. The anchor positions still need to be dealt with here on A. You might know they're here, but how are you going to flush them out? Especially with Jin having the Bucky.
Yeah, playing is quite slow.
Yeah, they're kind of just going off a little bit on this, but that's actually huge there too. Kaylor at least able to take out Cats. 30 seconds left. This is going to get a little antsy. I think they might. There's a chance they could get fucked by time. A little bit. If they
could
take too long.
Very well be the savior of this round.
Yeah, once again. I mean, you have the 2 players on the team that can really make something especially happen here.
10 seconds left.
Perhaps so.
1 enemy remaining.
The Cyclone is not the one going down, trying to go for the Headhunter, but it doesn't matter. Shin is at least able to go and get the Vandal, so I think they're at least going to try and go for damage here. At the very least, which probably would help rather than not.
Yeah. Eco should be good after this round, no matter what, so nothing is bad to try.
Yeah, ideally, probably you don't want to do anything with straight, have them just out of the round unless you round win it. Just get up your ult if you can help it, but not checking the laser clear definitely doesn't help, but, you know, the attempt is still there.
Good timing on the swing from coming out there from Pants.
Especially so, and now you've got the full gun round, but you still have the run it back threatening you completely. The only ult you've got on your side is the Hunter's Fury. At least you are 1 away from your own run it back too. if you want to push that up, but it means that you would have to fight for an orb. It
Yeah,
looks like Half-Blood might be doing that.
Yeah, Shadow's gonna be doing that. Looks like with some help. So maybe a very bloody fight coming up here. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, they're just giving them all the attention really they're necessarily, so you can definitely pull this out. The question is if you're going to pop it immediately and really see. No, they just walk it back and just threaten it. But that is a door broken, so they have to already invest the smoke into this too. But they've really only got all this mid pressure really from the attackers, and that's it. Especially with the aggro position you see Cyclone on A. You're going to definitely have to do a lot of replaying here if you want to try and make something happen with this.
Yeah, straight
Spacing on the
noting the trip up top mid. Just holding positions for now, hoping maybe 120 get a little antsy.
Yeah, I think they're really trying to go for the point. They're actually going for the offset smoke, actually, so it seems like they're really just wanting to push up mid, see if anyone's going to do anything with them. Well, that definitely didn't happen, but it's not going in their favor whatsoever. Abstract and Shin just able to just fight everything through.
Abstracting's in, just pulling up for that round.
Anchoring it
Not
down.
letting TS get anywhere.
And it definitely helps too, because now you're sitting on 4, almost 5 ultimates too. You've stopped the momentum here. You might be able to do something off that if you can maybe convert this round, possibly.
I mean, AV's just still holding on to that run it back. I want to see them use that this round.
Yeah, because I really thought they were going to use it possibly even the last round too, but given how they had the map control, it was honestly a little ill-fated. I'm a little concerned with the commit here, but if they could just run through completely, I mean, this should surely be the round, really. Surely. No, all this early control, but you're still not really taking speed. Now you finally do. Now is the go button time. When you take it, but that's blinded up, and that's your run it back down. Yeah, and Cats, yeah, fighting all that mid pressure too, because again, like they're kind of just sitting quiet.
Enemy mark.
Second mid player spotted out too, and you already had the orb. You heard it getting grabbed up. Straight is one away from it, but
Yeah, Cyclone
what is the plan
with
here,
the
really?
early- Yeah, Cyclone with that early B main pressure stuff, you'll know if they go back.
Yeah, honestly, it would help if he did grab up the orb, because that would completely take off that pressure from Straight possibly getting the showstopper off the orbs, but no, I think you just want to raw connect it or just raw fight it.
Yeah. Challenge and AV once again.
Just going dry completely for some reason. At least you do get the trade-off. Not able to TP away, and Pantheon's able to find half mortal at very least. So now it's just down to Cats just either trying to stay alive or just anchor through on the site here. And that's 100 Fury getting popped out here, actually. A little bit antsy, but you're already getting spotted out. You're going to get disrespected. Somehow still alive here. Kaler might be a little bit worse for wear here. A weird position if you really try for this angle. Able to get abstract at the very least. And that's a showstopper threatening out, and that's Cats down to it. Well, it's getting rough. It's now turned into a 2v1, and it's up to Shin once again.
Shin
Not
ready
making
to
the
clear
same
this
mistake.
But didn't see the
Makes
barrel.
yeah, the lazy mistake. Now you caught it. Now you caught it. Okay. I was about to say, if you lazy cleared, that would have been unfortunate. Still have the drone, actually, so you still have this 1v1 here for Kaler. The spray down. Oh, the tags. Oh,
Yeah.
able to make it still work out. And that affects it so much. I mean, you got both of the duelist ultimates out on the side of TS. And sure, things got antsy. You didn't even use any ults on your side except for the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, that's a really good round for 100 Tonys.
Double up? There's no way. Surely not. I could expect one on Cyclone, but Abstract as well? Yeah, no. I was going to say. That would have been quite hilarious, and arguably, I wouldn't even think that's a terrible idea. Just given how passive TS have been on their attack, really, and just how they're just willing to just not have a ton of map control, arguably it could have worked out.
Yeah. Probably going to be thrown down to a weaker buy off of this round if they lose, but TS just contacting a B as of now.
Yeah, and just fully committed into this, really. I mean, they're just going off the drone, not even flash off. Are you even going to expect the op? No, you don't, and that's AV down already.
Don't.
Yeah, Cyclone's going back for more, as any Chambermain would, and that's Kayla getting peeked out there, too.
There they are.
TP a little bit disconnected, but they do at least have the site secured, except for Market, which the fast flood and the rotates, they're already here. 4 are already here, and that's Cat's already getting 1 with the smoke going down.
Take flight.
Turtle is able to take out the op out of their hands, so at least that does help a little bit. But they're still wanting to flood through quickly. But the trades are going at least in their. Oh, it was going back and forth, but they were completely surrounded. Yeah.
The start of that round was just, I mean, we're clearing the box before we're clearing the site. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's also rough that you don't expect there to even be an op. They probably just assumed that maybe Cyclone would have only went for the chamber op, but they didn't hear it, so it's it is rather unfortunate that they didn't do their due diligence to at least, okay, if you're going to take things dry or with a drone, either space it properly or use your damn flashes, please. Please. Yeah. Now forced down to Nico. Likely going to be equaled up to a 10-10. They're going to have to do something to really save off the blitzing here if you're on TS here, because this is slipping away once again.
Going for a mid split, maybe.
I just seem like they're just fully going through mid, and it's honestly so weird. It's just that the Cats having to try their best, but they cannot get out in time. Are they exactly going to expect this double push into B, though? Because it's completely committed, and that Sino going down, that their smoke's gone. That at least does actually pinpoint something that actually forces out the Phoenix ult here. The Pins is completely screwed out here. Yeah, a rock and a hard place are completely screwed there.
None of them are near bomb.
No, they're not. It is crazy that they're not fully diffusing. It is such a weird plant spot that it's working out for now, but I don't know if these trades are going to go in their favor. I mean, that's Kaler already down, and now it's just down to a 4v2. He's trying so hard to find at least a cap to go in, but it doesn't matter. And that's still 4 guns still around here. They're going to build up this eco for pretty much the last quarter of this map.
Yeah.
And I am getting really, really scared that it's tied up 10-10. You still have an overdrive and a chamber op going into these next few rounds here, too.
TS, I need to see more util being thrown. I think, I don't know, they just, they used a lot of util getting into that market, but after that they just used nothing, just swinging everything and fighting everything dry.
Yeah,
so.
I understand wanting to make things simple, and I can honestly understand the simple game plans. The problem is that you need to lay it with util.
Yeah.
That is the one thing that you have been able to at least see over the course of not even necessarily PCMT, just VCT this year. You have a simple game plan, but you need to at least layer it with your util. Is kind of the point. Especially when you aren't using anything to really break crosshairs on their side of the attack. Except for like straight if you really want to use the satchels, but no. If Avi's going in first, you at least gotta use some flashes there to at least clear things out. Do something to help you guys approach in. At least the first step's taken, that at least takes the op out away, but they're already going for the fast rotates. They're basically already here for a 5v5.
Spike planted.
5v5 retake, first blood going the way of TS though.
Yeah, going in, but that's the overdrive popped out here, but it's gonna get a little antsy, but AV is at least able to help it out. Trying to make all this market push out, but it's actually not working for the defense here. Now it's just up to Cats and Cyclone, the koi duo. Or not koi duo, what am I saying? I'm stupid.
Last player standing.
It's alright though, it's alright. Straight with the 4K, not quite an ace, and you're not gonna make me cream white crate yet. Maybe eventually, but no. And the good thing is at least they have 5 ults built up. They have 5 ults built up.
Yeah, all 5 ults are built up on the side of TS. Yeah, dropping the overdrive there. I mean, it wasn't a bad idea coming after him. Tony's just 5v5 retake not going their way.
No, I think if they were able to lay it over with like some sort of amount of stun. I mean, at least not expecting really the double push, really, but it was just kind of, again, it kind of gets a little haphazard. It just kind of comes down to, you know, not using perfect util, but I mean, what do you expect? We're teammates.
Tripwire destroyed.
Pants noting a potential push out from A.
Was that 2 trips both used up in that same spot, actually? And they're both flushed out now at this point. That brought all that attention to really just buy Pants, and that's completely just out of the fight here. And it's essentially a 4v5, but now a 4v4 with Cass going down.
So that showstopper online for the potential retake.
I'm on the flank, but at least that's getting noted now. Is the market door closed? It is closed. I don't know if that's going to cause how much attention, really, because that's going to deviate at least a little bit. But Cyclone undeterred, Abstract undeterred as well. Able to find out all these people on this side, and now it's just everyone stuck in main.
Careful now.
A little bit of a desync up the util there, but at least it's going to buy enough time to salt things out. But now it's still in their favor for 100 Tonys.
Time is ticking
One enemy
down.
remaining.
And completely often they're just sticking, yeah. But they just have it, the triple layer with it. You're fine to at least tank that. Tied up to 11-11. That's 3 ults used there, actually.
Remember,
When you only had, like,
hurt.
1 used on 100 Tony's side.
I mean, like, what else are you gonna really use on the retake? I guess they'll run it back. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
very, very rough round coming out there from TS. I think, honestly, I think you use the showstopper there. If you're straight in that position, there's like 2 coming from market. If you at least take 1 down with you, it's better.
Yeah, I think they were just banking on Pants' attention on the flank to draw a lot of attention. But
Yeah.
that they just didn't bite on it. Not at all.
Oh. They're playing a heavy A, they have the read.
Heavy read, but they're playing it so passive it really started here. At least winning out for the Omen one way, but what's happening at least towards on the B side? I guess maybe they're trying to cause a pump fake here, really? Yeah, a pump fake, especially with the showstopper here for some reason. Okay.
Cyclone's just sitting here on this angle, dude.
Yeah, and you're able to get the first pick on AV once again. And the showstopper buying nothing there. You pretty much, yeah.
100 Tony's not sure where to look when it comes to the sites.
I don't think they're that worried necessarily. I think they're just seeing if someone's going to go for a push-up, really, because they don't really have to do anything. They're in the advantage. I don't think they have to necessarily worry about it too much. I think they're fully confident in their flood retake.
Yeah.
Especially now that you've taken down the raid boss of AV.
Revealing it.
Yeah, you really don't have to do too much. Although now with the time dwindling down, it's getting a little antsy with what's going on here. I'm a little curious what's up with the Odin there on Pants, but, you know, it's probably alright.
Spike planted.
Best Brock impression, I suppose. That doesn't spot anything out in Boba quite yet, so I don't know if that's going to give him false information or not there. And that's a running back. That's both those popped, actually. Tino does go down, but at least able to stop the running back fully. It's getting a little antsy here. It's going to be up to straight to really at least catch something out here. Maybe Cyclone? No, he's actually ready for it. Kaler at least able to find at least 2, saving Penz's life there in the process. Now it's at a 2v3. This is getting a bit dire for 100 Tonys if they're not careful.
Standing.
But the Odin spray. Killer's only able to get 1.
Heroics being asked of Kaler at the end of that round. But nothing able to go the way.
Match point.
And that is a match point. Like there's still a chance to try this to OT, but there's a part of me that's kind of just like, if you had a Phantom at least, so you don't show, you know, gun tracers.
Yeah.
There might have been a chance there, really, because I feel like that overexposing yourself there, especially, and not just being as mobile to get into cover, kind of just sealed your fate there if you're Pants, and it's just, it's rough to see, really, especially when everything was going so well for them at the start of both halves, arguably, but slipping away, and now you have to drag this to OT. You have to drag it to OT. No, they're not. No, ugh. We've seen more than enough for them not drag it off, that they're just going to get punished completely by it, and it really shows.
And Cyclone has the half
yeah. Yeah, he's got the back shots, or just, you know, the instinctual habit of the wall going up. 1 second, pop it. Twist it. Pull it. I mean, now they get it off, but I mean, the smoke time's at least going down, and they're actually respecting this.
Planted.
They're perfectly fine with their advantage, yeah. It's pretty much on the onus of the 3 inside to at least make something happen here. But that's still Cyclone dominating them completely. They can't shut him down whatsoever. And now it's just up to Dino. He's having an ace. Only able to get 1 in the end. And that's their map pick gnawing their way as well. Oh. Rather rough there.
Yeah, able to convert that round.
Defenders win.
A 13-11 going the way of 100 Tonys. And now they're going to be going at least to split where I would have to assume it's familiar territory. I would have to assume.
Yeah, 100 Tony is very comfortable in that split. They probably will run a very similar comp. I don't know what Shadow's gonna play, but I mean, you could still keep Cyclone in that chamber. Probably, maybe.
Definitely. Damn. 9 first bloods on Cyclone. We need to at least know it out as well. It really just kind of showed, and I think you kind of get the same sort of vibe here, really too. You could probably run a similar game plan on split here too, and if you weren't able to do anything on Sunset, it's gonna get a little dicey. We're gonna need to see some adjustments. So We're gonna take a short break, get everything ready for split, and we will be back in a few. All right, and we are heading into split real soon. But kind of like what we were alluding to before the break, there's a part of me that is still concerned because while obviously Sunset and Split are very different maps, at the same point, you kind of have similar concepts with what you can kind of run here. We wouldn't be surprised if Cyclone was running the chamber and would just run through them completely once again. If they don't bring out an answer for this op, I wouldn't be shocked if this ends up being like a clean 2-0. And that is why I'm a little scared going into this, especially for the first time on the side of TS going into Split.
Yeah, 100 Tonys have played Split like 2-3 times now. I don't know. I could pull up PCMT.gg, but I don't know.
Yeah, so that
I trust my brain.
GG. Yeah, well, trust your brain instead of actually looking at the actual hard stats. It's okay.
Yeah. But no,
but even still, they picked the map for a reason.
Yeah, they're very comfortable on this map, you know. Have a good idea what they want to do, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if again, like, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if what we saw in Sunset agents-wise was going to be more or less the same sort of core that we see for Split. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if we end up just seeing, you know, Phoenixes on both sides. The chamber for Cyclone, obviously. I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw straight on the Raze again, unless they want to try something else here. But I'm kind of keen to see how it ends up going. I actually don't remember who is starting on what sides.
It's
I can think of them now.
It's under Tony's attack first.
Got it. Okay. Then it's probably going to be, yeah, pretty much kind of like the same as Sunset, where you might just have Cyclone lurking about in mid or just seeing what you can get on the extremities. And then on defense, kind of just hold things down.
Yeah, we'll definitely see Cyclone lurk if he's on the chamber, but he has been playing the Omen a lot this season, so
okay,
wouldn't be surprised. But I think,
no, given what you see, I mean,
he could be running the Omen. I don't know, we'll see.
I guess with a chance. I guess in my regard then, because obviously I'm not too familiar with 100T, at least like when it comes out to like Shin in particular. Obviously, I've seen them just play Omen on Sunset. What are they playing then if Cyclone is the one playing the Omen then?
Cypher maybe. I've seen Jin play. It's usually a Senti smoke flex between the two of Cyclone and Jin. So.
Okay, I've got the lore check because Techlo is too lazy to check PCMT.gg for the stats. They are currently 1-2 on Split actually, so they were actually on a losing record for the. But to be fair, their losses come down to SPG and SRB. So
yeah. No, the teams they've played against are, I mean, for the most part, good teams when it comes to Split. So they have good Split theory.
Yeah, and if they're willing to at least go on this and get spanked by Spank Theory, you know, it's probably not too big a deal. Although, to be fair, their one win is also against BFM. So,
yeah.
Either way, though, they still probably picked them out for a reason. They feel confident on it, even if they are, you know, going through. Okay. Another fact check here from the server. The map against SPG was actually 13-11. So it doesn't sound as bad as, you know, I kind of alluded it to be. At least I've got a lore master filling me in here. But at least it kind of like sets the scene really that, you know, even if things are getting close and with a losing record, you're still wanting to threaten this stuff, and especially with what we just saw on Sunset. You'll probably see something similar, and it clearly worked on Sunset. It's probably going to work again on Split, unless they have an answer for it.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, you can, as long as you can play Comfort, I feel like for 120s, you should be comfortable. I mean, for the most part, right? Playing Comfort, you're going to be comfortable. But, I mean, Abstracted, Shadow, I mean, I remember watching the game against SRB. They seemed comfortable, I mean, just like in their A takes. So, I'm expecting probably the same thing coming out. I don't know how TS are going to play this map, because, I mean, we haven't seen it from them, but I don't know.
Yeah, because like I obviously the main part is really just seeing what you end up seeing from your front end battering ram. That's how I kind of framed them before, as, you know, AV and straight. I feel like in a way you actually didn't see a lot of that battering ram actually, at least going into Sunset. They felt honestly rather distant from each other, and when they were together, that was going to be the rounds where, you know, someone gets picked, like first picks from the op.
Yeah.
So you didn't really get much of a picture with it. So obviously, yeah, you want to see okay, what are the roles really looking like here? What agents you're going to really be seeing, but also, if anything fundamental is really going to change up compared to, Sunset to really see what sort of goes on here.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you expect that like 1-2 punch coming out from Straight and AV, but on Sunset at the very least, it didn't seem like it, like you just said. I mean, if anything, the 1-2 punch was coming out more from Shadow and Abstract. Those two,
Yeah.
I mean, playing together much more often on that Sunset. So looking like a good
Especially
duo out
that,
there.
yeah. Even Shin, like, holding their own weight. Honestly, it felt like everyone was honestly holding their own weight, at least when it came to, 100 Tonys actually getting the round wins that they got. Because everyone had impacts, not necessarily in every round, but in pretty much every round you had, pretty much a roulette of, okay, who's going to help you win the round this time? It's going to be Shin, it's going to be Cyclone, it's going to be Abstract, Shadow, Cat's Meow. Like, they were all holding their own, and even if Cyclone does get shut down, I think the fact that all 5 of them are really ready and willing to go through on this, especially on their map pick, I don't see things slowing down for them quite yet. Until I really see some answers had here, again, I'm concerned to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I mean, TS have all the time in the world to do VOD review. I don't know if they're a team that does that, but if they did, I mean, they have time to look.
If they have time for that, they have time to scrim Teklo, and we know they don't scrim.
No, if you have time to do VOD review, doesn't mean they're not hand in hand.
No, that's fair.
One, you just need one person to do VOD review. You don't need
That's
you need
fair.
5 people to scrim.
That is true, actually, yeah. But
Valorant is
like,
a team game at the end of the day.
I'm not familiar with really any of these people, at least when it comes to like that sort of work ethic. Are any of them like Knight? I don't know. At least in terms of VOD review.
I think Straight does some. I think I remember Straight doing some VOD review from DRG.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but yeah. The rest of the people on TS are unknowns when it comes to the VOD review department. So
that's fair. But at least would you not think, at least in that regard, if they did at least do that due diligence to have some sort of, like just pure VOD review, surely you would have realized those tendencies, right? Or at least even just knowing Cyclone. Yeah, a lot of the time he was playing Omen, as you did say before. But it's fucking Cyclone. If he's not going to play anything else, it's going to be the Chamber and the Op. Like, you would surely at least have that in your mind. It just didn't feel like they really adapted to that on Sunset. And again, like, I'm concerned if they're even going to get to that on Split or not. I really am. Because if they don't adapt to it sooner rather than later, unless they can make something really work out, again, I'm just going to be scared. I need to
if
see
Cyclone
the
is going to be on the Chamber, or if he's going to have the op in his hands on Split, it's going to be coming out on the defense side, because he will eventually run the op on the attack if they get a good enough lead, of course, but it's going to be in the attack half. It's going to be the Shadow and Abstract show.
Yeah. And even still, he was getting so much impact on that attack. I never even got a chance to really bring it up, but it felt like they were still looking for an answer for Cyclone on attack, who was just on the extremities getting at least 1 or 2, especially in mid. So that's why I'm just like, and that wasn't even with an op at all. That was just with, rifle or chamber guns. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
He's still threatening all of these, individual picks. So it really just comes down to, okay, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to have a response for how to deal with Cyclone, because again, like, as everyone who would have known by playing with Cyclone, if Cyclone could dominate a lobby, they're going to win. More than likely, but like, Cyclone is one of those people that, okay, you cannot let them get hot or you're just sealing your fate.
Yeah. If they get that confidence, which they should have going into this second map, I don't want to say it's over, but it's close to. So.
But I think that at least would show some sort of volatility, especially from TS, because if you got someone who's willing to really, just be like, hey, I'm better. Nah, I'd win. I don't know. Why am I quoting JJK? I don't know, ball like that. But the point is, you're at least making TS look lethal, which does at least kind of help in a point where it's like, okay, if they're looking all right, yeah, they're not, Spank Theory or SRB, but, people would think they're on that echelon. But if they kind of drop something here, then it's like, okay, there's a bit of volatility. And ideally, you want to try and avoid some of this volatility when you still have so many more games to play.
Yeah. No, yeah, you especially need to win this game against 100 Tonys if you want to be considered to be in that top 4, because I feel like 100 Tonys they've shown that they're that barrier team in a way. So if you drop a game here, then honestly I want to say kiss playoffs goodbye, because 100 Tonys are probably gonna take that spot. And I mean, they still have so many games to play. I'm not calling TS out already, but you know,
It
chances
makes things
are,
difficult.
yeah, it's gonna make things harder for them, and it's going to muddy up their chances.
Yeah, and that's what I was also going to kind of cycle it back to as well, where if 100 Tonys win this series, like if they're able to close out Split or even on Summit, yeah, they're probably in that spot where ideally, sure, let's just say TF just win everything on out, or at least drop like 1 or 2, maybe to like one of the top 2 teams. They're pretty much losing their spot. Like, it's kind of like in that weird contention between 100 Tonys, actually, where it's like they probably are going to be, you know, there's a chance they could be that 4th place team, where it's like, okay, maybe it gets a little volatile for TS and maybe they miss out or something weird like that.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to who between these 2 teams. It's going to be one of these 2 teams qualifying to playoffs, and it might come down to the head-to-head. Which, if 100 Tonys win this game, they have it. So, I mean, they just need to lock it on this split, and TS just need to make sure they lock 100T out, if anything. Yeah.
My whole thing is actually, from my understanding, because like I can obviously look at how the standings are in Omega, is like Navi pretty much like secured as like that 3rd place. Like how would you kind of feel about that?
I mean, this is just me, but I feel like a lot of people they see Navi, SPG, and SRB as like those top 3 teams in Omega, and then like that bottom 4th, that next place team is going to be like it. I mean, right now it's looking like TS, but I mean, we've only seen so many few games from them, and if 100T win this game, it's going to be them. But I mean, it's kind of still up in the air, but not really.
Yeah, but no matter what, the point kind of is, one of these 2 teams is probably going to be that 4th place team. So what really comes down to, again, who is able to get this head-to-head. I think it's going to be a lot more important now, especially after we've seen this first map where it's like, yeah, you really got to bring it into crunch time here, especially. You don't want this head-to-head to whimper out like this. So, obviously, we've been yapping for a little bit. There is a small chance we might have a substitute come in.
Abstract
that is like the reason. Abstract died. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Shadow.
Rest in peace. But yeah, we'll get an update on who exactly is subbing in here soon. But I'll be honest, unless you're subbing out, you know, Cyclone, I don't think it's gonna matter that much, really. I think it's just gonna be someone who's gonna just slot in and just kind of fill the space.
What is my observer saying in party chat? What the heck, bro? I tabbed back in, bro.
Yeah, now you're seeing it. Does Bruno Mars is gay?
I did see that.
I don't even understand what this copy pasta is. Like, I've heard people say it before, but like, huh? I don't think it matters. See, here's the thing. I am unabashedly a Bruno Mars fan, but to be fair, I have been since, you know, like at least like 10-15 years at this point. I don't buy many music albums, but I own one of his albums, the one from 2011. So I'm not a LARPer.
Okay.
So maybe you know what?
No sub needed. Let's go.
Okay, we don't need any subs actually. Are we ready to go in? I think so. Yep, we're ready on both sides. Okay, coolio. So we can actually, you know, get out of this sooner rather than later, assuming.
Yeah.
Surely. Oh. No, I'm really excited to kind of just see at least what looks are going to be brought out here, because again, we can only really guess so much. You know, now we can finally get to, you know, the nitty gritty. Let's see how things are really going to go.
Yeah.
At least for Agent Select here. Yeah, immediately hovered the chamber. Wow, surprise, surprise. Yeah, kind of actually already what I've been alluding to before, kind of seeing it. I mean, Pants is hovering the Omen instead, but it's pretty much everything carbon copy from the previous map. I mean, obviously, you're not seeing Shadow on the Phoenix instead the Raze. Yeah, the Raze is locked in. So that's really the only major change there, but otherwise, it's more or less the same. I mean, Dino is hovering the Sage, which I find a little interesting, actually.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Probably fairly
We'll see if
standard
that
comps
actually
coming out
fits
here for, at least for the side of Hunter Tonys. I'm not so sure about TS on the other hand.
I don't think they're going to lock a Sentinel like that. Okay, no, they actually do lock the Sage, but it's actually on Pants instead. Okay. I mean, in VCT, we've been seeing goofy off fucking Sage play. Are we even really seeing it on Split, though, of all places? I don't even remember. I know there's been some deadlock. Been some fucking deadlock of all things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what the Sage is going to get value for here. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, the Sage solves everything. They can counter Cyclone. No, I don't think that's going to be the case here. But I'm still very keen to see what sort of value you end up getting here on the Sage.
Yeah.
More just generally speaking, though, not for anything hyper specific, really. Just to kind of see, okay, we're walking it. Why not? Let's see what happens. I mean, let's be honest. If I was playing here, I'd probably lock the veto. And is that any better? Probably not. Am I stupid? Yes.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Gotcha.
Now that we have at least like some sort of big idea, it's like, oh. Yeah, no. Now that we kind of vaguely know, and it's like, okay, it's as we hypothesized. It's going to be the same stuff as, you know, more or less previous. I'm still rather keen to see how things kind of pan out, and I'm hoping at least they've had such a delayed break really between both maps that I would at least like to hope on the side of TS you've talked about it. At least talk about it. How to shut down at least an op. But we're ready to at least get started really rather soon.
Yep.
And by rather soon, I mean once we're loaded in.
Cool.
Excuse. No, honestly, I'm still kind of going to highlight Pants, really, but it's more so just because I'm going to be honest, I haven't been paying attention too much as to, like, the compositional stuff, like, at least with, like, the Sentinels on this map as of late.
Yeah.
Just because, like, sometimes it's honestly a bit volatile. I won't lie. Like, you might have, like, some value here and there, but it's not really what's doing it. I mean, the only thing I know for certain is don't play Vice.
Yeah.
But
Vice
Sage,
not looking
I'm curious to see how this goes.
Yep.
At least it
Looking
seems like there is some set combat here. Like, I'm a little concerned for these pings, but I guess I'm a little concerned with AB's life here.
Find you.
Yeah, 120's starting out with that 8 take.
That's a trade at the very least, but that's the second pick there. That's straight going things off. Tags in, but at least if we get with the sheriff and just back off. That at least holds them up for now, and luckily, they haven't done too much yet with the Cyclone lurk in the mid, but surely soon. Yeah, definitely a fight. The smoke going down, that's actually really unfortunate. Now that's going to cause so much attention. And already getting the rotates. They've already over-rotated so much that they're just taking up the space free for B.
Yeah. Yeah, Cyclone in an amazing position here. Gonna be able to get that information if they make noise. Probably get a free pick here on Catch Me Out if they're not ready. So
How would they get a pick on their own teammate? Wait, I'm technically saying something I'm not.
no, on Pant. No, sorry, my bad. On Kaler.
But I was gonna say you're right, but all that hype just to get the jinx off, you know what? It's all right. But I mean, that definitely helps out because now they actually have the space to kind of go through. They tuck themselves together. Now they're just gonna grip up and just take this together, really. Especially since you will have another smoke on Shin for at least 15. No dart breakers again, and that's straight going in for another pick on the Shin, and it's just up the cats. But yeah, all for naught, the seasoned combo, and that's yet another pistol here for TS. That's 3-0, right? I'm pretty sure. Won every pistol so far.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least able to start things off, which, you know what, that at least makes sense. They've at least been able to get the first little bit going off here. It's really what I'm wanting to see going into, you know, the later rounds into a half or just beyond. So let's see how much momentum shift they can really build up here before things start to get really dicey. Or potentially dicey. I'm not going to forebode it quite yet.
Yeah, TS was ready for that early A aggression, so looks like 100 Tony is gonna try switching it up maybe with a little bit of action going on through mid.
But it really just sounds like just the standard of what they're really kind of going for. I mean, AV is in a little bit of trouble here, but at least able to get away from the stun there. But now they're all just committed top mid with not really sure where to really go. Do you want to commit towards mid, or are you going to run into two? And throw on the other side. Cyclone, yeah, the extremity pick, at least on the straight there, actually. That's going to be huge for them, actually. That's like, okay, you know what? Let's commit through. But nobody's watching for the peek out. But no, they actually call back. Oh, I guess they just want to break through the wall completely then, yeah. And now it's just the Dino having to do this. And at least if we get two down and some more damage.
Yeah.
But now this is like more or less kind of freed up here. It might be a little dicey given that Cyclone is so far away. Especially if Abstract kind of backslid a little bit too. Especially if they just take through CT, but that's a little dicey for Pants. This you have help from Kaler, and AB is at least able to get Abstract. That's a long flank. Shadow has to do everything in her to just kind of delay them as much as possible. But no, not enough. And Cyclone able to at least get one here, but they're just sticking it.
Teleport's ready.
Kaler, not sure.
Got off, but not enough for the pre-aim there. Another dicey eco, at least in the round of it getting expensive, if not potentially round losing.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
think
at
only
least they're able
Spectres
to
are bought,
hit.
so I mean they keep a gun, but not a bad eco look for 100 Tonys.
Yeah, it's really just the look, at least going to this bonus where obviously I'm not sure they'd be Nostradamus or like call what's going to happen, but given they're only bringing in like pistols and SMGs into this, if at all, a Stinger at best into a round where they're going to have 5 rifles. A little concerning, obviously, but I mean, that's kind of just what's going to happen. I'm just curious to see what they might do. And I mean, this is already a look. All this mid aggression, really, you want to at least maybe get someone here if you can help it. And that's Shadow in a rock and a hard place right there. And you're at least able to get the trade out, but I think they still want to go for more. Yeah, they're still willing for it, actually. A little desync, but I mean, that's still Abstract down on essentially like 1 or 2 shot, pretty much.
Yeah, Abstract quite low here.
Yeah, not able to get it in time. Shin's able to at least like just catch back up in sewers.
Yeah, able to get that cover.
Does suck at least dropping this back down into a 3v4. They are at least, the one caveat is that they do still have the Spectre. Not much coverage, but at least Cyclone's not ready for the double peek there. But they're still not fully going with this. Pants probably considering the life here, but it's still just Dino. Trying to just get what you can. Now friendly going down, leaving Caitlyn in a 1v2 here. Spot up, but they're both low. And it's amazing. The Fame's amazing. They're able to convert the fucking bonus with basically nothing into this. Rather impressive there for TS.
I mean, that's just a mistake from 100 Tonys playing into the weaker weapons of TS. I mean, like a Stinger and a Spectre running at you. I think you just back out there, but
I think the mistake really came down to really after Cyclone ended up going down, because you wouldn't really expect the lesser weaponry to really win off of that peak there. But after that, I mean, you got the smoke down. They have to like push through that, and sure, they're kind of conceding it, but they're just going for successful trades that just go into the lesser guns' favors.
yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool if 100 Tonys can somehow mirror themselves, but given the position they have right now and Cyclone going down immediately, yeah, I think they're just willing to concede this round, even with the Stingers that they bought into this. Unless they get a looper over us. No, they're just perfect with this. Another 4K out here for AV, actually. Okay, and 1 death. That's not too shabby. I mean, you've got really good ultimates actually stocked up immediately here for TS. You have essentially 4 ults almost built up here on the side of 100 Tonys, but
That's a good spot.
I mean, if they really want to press something immediate, I think if they really hold on to this aggression, if you're TS, you might be able to do something, but the look that I'm getting right now, I'm not seeing that tech low.
Yeah. Just maybe playing a little bit more conservative this round, you know, considering that they full guns online for the side of 100 Tonys.
I wouldn't necessarily say that's really the big deal. It just feels like they're just letting them play into the default, and I feel like that's exactly what you're going to see. The 4 just going through the extremity, and once again, Dino and Cyclone on the lurk, they're mid.
And that's a free set for 100 Tonys. I mean, they still need to clear out their screen, but
I mean, they're really securing this side, but they didn't really get any having control whatsoever, even beyond this.
Spike
And
planted.
that's cycling at least down on the lurk there. And yeah, they're willing to put the Rod in back. And they're just ready to flood retake. Even as 3, their numbers have not been in their favor. But these kills keep going for them.
Watch your eyes.
Now it's just down to everyone stuck towards elbow. I mean, at least you pop it out for Shadow, but I'm a little concerned though. They're just not pulling it properly. Actually, they're just giving them the kills, and now it's just down to Cats on a 1v2. 3 bullets though. You know where they both are, and that's 1. Down to the classic. Rather unfortunate. If you at least had if they had a sheriff, honestly, and they tried for the pre-aim properly, I think they actually might have had that. I actually think they would have.
I think, yeah, they could have just tucked, but I'm not, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
But
Still, I'd
not.
rather go to temp though, I guess. But
Yeah.
it does suck because now they're back down to, well, not necessarily a full eco, but it's not going to be like a full buy. The opposite side, you're at least seeing an Odin look actually from Gaylor.
Yeah. Not an amazing gun on this map, I don't think, but I mean, you're gonna get value from it nonetheless. Oh no, wait, nope,
No,
he
yeah.
popped up.
I was gonna say, like, the only caveat I would have given it, you know, we need some more pies in the world, I guess. No, not the 314 pies. But there is a judge here actually out for pants, really. And especially it kind of helps because they're not really doing anything with this B main side, really. I mean, they popped the wall at the start of the round, but they're not really doing anything with it. Instead, they're just trying to show a look through mid here, actually. And yeah, that's AV down immediately. I mean, Cycle might try and do something off of this too, but I think they're just okay with going for the 1 and then just grouping up together.
I think they're gonna attempt to hit A here, looks like.
Yeah, but that also doesn't necessarily help because they already just showed face. That just is buying over all the retake, or all the rotates. And ideally you want to get this to a 45, but might be a little bit slow for Ray, but I think they're just trying to flesh out a potential lurk. Which, you know what, fair enough.
And
You know, that
probably-
actually, yeah,
probably
that too, actually, I didn't realize they actually had the res up, actually. That wasn't one of the alts I was tracking, actually. So you know what, 5v5, alright.
looking like coming out the fight screens here, looks like.
Yeah, at least there was a fight. Yeah, they're just going for it, at least. Going through screens, they're kind of pincered up here, but at least they're able to get rid of Abstract. But they don't expect the second layer whatsoever! You're lucky that it's at least a trade, and Straight at least having to pop up the ult there, but it's gonna get a little dicey. There's only 1 person left inside there, and they're dead! And now it's just up to Cats! Cats once again, but they're smoked off. Are they at least going to have an angle? No. Adana's at least ready for it in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like it was starting out very well for them, but then it kind of just slipped apart, really. I don't know if it was just down to spacing or what.
Already
Yeah.
for TS. Looking dominant on this map.
Yeah, especially with all the ice cycle that really happened. Both teams invested a lot of their ultimates into that round, and now you're pretty much left here with an overdrive on the side of 100 Tonys, 2 away from your Nightfall.
Yeah.
And only just the 1 Nightfall on the side of TS. Actually, you
I
are
think
2
they-
away from Phoenix Alt too. Run it back.
Yeah. I think they are gonna invest that overdrive here though.
If
Abstract.
they
with
can
the
get
full
something off it,
shields.
I can expect it, yeah. But especially with the double smoke going on here. I mean, that also depended. The pre-aim is not good. And I mean, that's already the Phoenix Alt there.
Yeah, nasty
now
off
they're
angle
just
coming
stuck
out
about a
there
mid
from AV.
Yeah, they have to find something here in this mid exploration, or else I don't see much happening here.
I need to see them do something B. They've done nothing on that side of the map. So.
No. I mean, it's not like anybody's really showing anything, but I mean, that's the overdrive pop, and you're at least able to find 2 at least off of that. 3 here for Abstract. You're popping it raw. There was no way you raw dog that, but apparently it works out perfectly fine. And that's 3 clone shot for the rest of the team too.
Yeah.
1 enemy remaining.
AV.
And that's camera down too. AV. And they're just ready for it.
Abstract.
Well,
Popping
yeah.
overdrive to get that first round on the board for 100 Tonys.
I can't think of any other raw dog punts really, but that is just so haphazard. And yet it just worked out perfectly fine. You know, it's kind of like how it's going to be where it's like, yeah, people aren't going to layer things with, you know, the perfect util or any util at all. But the fact that you're kind of already smoked off, just popping the overdrive, you should be slowed off too a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Abstract can just aim better and just steamroll through. Oh, yeah, that is also rather unfortunate too. They're spotting you before you even peek with the op, and I mean, that's it down. Pants is able to at least
There.
retrieve it. But at this
Yeah.
point, you're probably just going to hold it passive. And I mean, that was sort of the B look you were kind of looking for there. A little bit.
Yeah, Cyclone with a slow look up towards A.
I mean, that's pretty much normal. It's like they go for this B look, at least they take out the one, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise, the pack is just going to herd back, really.
Yeah,
The only
TS
issue really is that
have
he
the
hasn't
read.
explored much in Cyclone.
Yeah, and TS have the read. The rotates are coming over.
Yeah, it's going to depend on really if Caleb's able to find anything here. This might be a really weird timing. With the Odin, you're just spamming through, but the lucky spray finally getting the headshot there. That's really fine, but yeah, you go and invest in the running back here. You can find anything here. I don't know if you expected that close, though. Stops it a little bit, but I'm still a little concerned. They have pretty much no control. Lisa Wards having.
I mean, they have the nightfall.
Yeah, and they're popping it there to kind of slow things off. But I mean, it's only slowing off 2. I mean, you just spray through 1. You know, I guess that works too. That's actually fantastic spray there from Cats. Body everything, but they're not even clearing it out.
One enemy remaining.
Guess a trade-off, but it's still just down to a 3v1 here for AV. They're still
AV
spread out. It's gonna be
fucking
hard.
heaven.
Target down.
Look at the first 1v1 here. Might get a little tough though.
enemy
The second one blinded up, but this is doable now.
It's not
Well,
really
that's
planning
understand.
for, not planning for Zin.
No,
good.
but I mean, you can kind of go in, but there's not enough time really, unless you really go for the now. I think there's enough time.
No
There's
time, no
enough time
time.
here. No.
No time, no time.
Barely not enough time. 0.56. Oh, rather close. That's a second round there. Much needed second round there in a row for 100 Tonys. The heroics are finally sort of paying off. At least the first bit of heroics are finally paying off. That round was a little bit more, you know, cleaned out where it wasn't just like, you know, oh, someone really knocking it over the edge. It just kind of felt rather understood. Because, I mean, like, they've been showing a lot of these same looks, really. They've run that same sort of round a couple times now. And now at least it's finally working out. Same round of start as the last one, though. I'm a little concerned. Okay, but not as haphazard at least. That is saving them
Just
off.
that early B main pressure coming out for TS.
Yeah, but I mean, they're still really not doing much off it. Really, if anything, it's just the mid look. I mean, from the Sage, they're dead now. This is interesting, though. AV at least causing all this pressure, be like, okay, A's not safe for you, Cyclone. Yeah, you'll still probably dry check it, but this is a little concerning. But they're actually going to look towards B main now, finally. In round 9 here.
Yeah, Cyclone being forced to reclear A.
So, I mean, this fight's going to be important just as much, too. But with everyone committed towards B, I don't know if it's actually going to matter or not. And that's the pick going down. It's pretty much just down to Stray and Dino to save off of the 4 here. Aim's not good for the first and abstract. Fucking neon shit. Holy hell. I have no words for that are any bit eloquent. That was just disgusting. Dirty.
I'm jumping
foul.
in. Nerf this fucking agent to the ground.
Thank you, Ian, for calling out. Yeah, nerf this agent to the ground, because what even is that? I mean, they still have a little bit of a chance. The numbers just still aren't in their favor necessarily. Oh, even with the full pot and everything, Abstract is still able to get both players in heaven. That is ridiculous. At least it's not for a neon reason. That's just malpractice.
I mean, another 4K coming out for Abstract, getting that overdrive online once again. Just
Yeah, but I mean, that really just starts off with, you know, the disgusting slide there, really, but everything else there was just, really unfortunate haphazard retake there from TS. And again, a third round now in a row. Their econ's still not broken, at least on the side of TS, at least not fully. But it's kind of what I was already alluding to before and what happened in both Sunset halves. They had the first early snowball, but now it's just flipping in the opposite direction.
I mean, just the adjustment probably coming out is my guess.
Partially that too, but I feel like there hasn't been a whole lot. It's just been the default looks. Maybe a little bit, at least with what I'm going with the Sage here. And that's definitely a latency moment. That ain't happening on land, but no, Pants double get the kill there. At least, and this is an interesting look here, actually. A double push down sewers to really
Triple
crunch
push
in on the
down
people that are
sewers.
stuck here.
Triple push down sewers.
Triple? Oh, yeah. I only saw 2, actually. It's 3. Oh, my. I mean, they can still make the pivot into vents. And, I mean, given that Pants is a little bit smoked off here with this judge, it's pretty much going to be on these people to see if they can find anything here on the flank here. I mean, if he is rotating to probably catch the other side, and okay, this is getting a little crazy, but okay, that's a little haphazard there, going for the util there, and now it's down to a 1v1 here.
I mean, rifle on the side of AV, so let's run it back.
Especially, but I mean, you do have the showstopper, at least on the other side here. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw something kind of a little stupid here. I'm thinking of something I saw in like stage 1 or something. Someone dodging the showstopper by something goofy. You got spotted there, brother. There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very unfortunate that you got spotted out there. Oh no, he TP'd off it. There's no way. He has no time to defuse. Oh no. It's what I would say if that was actually the case.
Yeah, unfortunate round coming out there from 100 Tony's. I think they just need to commit into taking A there, but unsure, and they wait for the fight coming from TS.
Yeah, because I think that is still partially going to be, unless you have someone in the pack who's able to do the heroics and really, you know, be the linchpin in these rounds for them. I think they're relying so much on Cyclone doing something on the lurk to really get the map control and see, okay, where can they really go? Because once Cyclone kind of went down, it was a little bit cooked for them, really. Yeah, he wasn't on the extremity, but I feel like once you lose Cyclone, at least for 100 Tonys, I feel like they're a little bit lost in what they want to do. A little bit directionless until someone makes an impact.
I don't think Cyclone's the one doing that, but you definitely lose some of that map pressure, so you do get lost in a way, yeah.
Yeah, like indirectly, perhaps so, but at least, you know, the understanding is vaguely there. And once again, with the individuals there, that's Abstract getting a clean pick on the Dino there. No slide necessary, no, that's fun. But still just the same look, they're kind of just pausing, waiting to see if something happens here, at least on the extremity. Or at least trying to go for the A pivot, actually.
Can take a position up on the cut.
And I guess it makes sense that they have the double look still towards B, because, yeah, the wall was broken a little bit, but the peak is a little haphazard. Abstract does go down, but it is a trade, but ooh, AV's going to get pincered here really fast. A little concerned on where to look here.
Not sure where to look.
But Cycle actually gets spotted, actually. But Cat's able to get AV down completely.
Yeah, that's a free sight.
Yeah, and with the res committed there, too, yeah, that pretty much just buys it for them. It just depends on if they're going to fight it, because they're still not actually committing the spike yet. But that's a crazy look. They're at least going for the double swing, and now it's just down to... I was going to say I was down to straight, but someone popped the showstopper. If not. I thought, honestly, straight popped it, but no, it's actually just Shadow.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it here, honestly, Teklo. Yeah, at least they have the advantage going into the half. I really think they need to close this one out, too. The problem is it's not a full buy. They have ults, but it's like they really, honestly need the 8. I really think they do.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be an 8 take coming out for 100 Tonys. Just, I mean, they're going to be running into AV here, most likely.
Yeah, especially with the chamber up, but I mean, you already got the look, and I mean, they're already popping everything sort of going into this.
Yeah, that's a free sight, and you use like 2-3 ults mid.
Exactly. Try to just flush out Cyclone pretty much. All those ults committed for that, but it's just, oh, you just had the one go down pretty much. But that's just the dodge close up. Working at least for Killer, but it doesn't matter. It's still able to get 2.
Yeah, Shadow taking that.
The map is essentially flipped here. There's not much that Stray can do here at all, and yeah, just walk into the op. And now it's just have to pants on a 1v4 and an Odin to boot. I mean, maybe you can at least get the one on. Oh, this is a little haphazard. Oh, but you don't expect the one. I think if there was a chance that Pants saw the one, maybe actually no, I don't think so. You would have had to have spotted all 3 of them, but I think at that point you've already committed to like one of them, if not both.
Yeah.
Ugh. At least it is still a 7-5 advantage here for TS, and if anything has shown previously, they at least build up the first advantage.
I mean, you have advantage out of the half, but I mean, I think if you're TS, that's a, in my opinion, that's a disappointing half, because you up 6-0, and you can only manage to salvage 1 more round. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it 3 or 4 rounds in a row at this point? Because that's
it was a full 6 rounds in a row. You up 6-0 in the half.
No, I meant for coming back for 100 Tonys after that. But yeah, it's yeah. I mean, history has essentially repeated itself 3 times. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens the 4th. I would not be shocked. I mean, the look out here just going dry. The numbers are at least like in their favor, and that's Abstract going down immediately. And they're at least fully kind of willing to at least commit for this. It is going to stop them a little bit with the Raisinade. A little, but they're so spread out here on the defense that it just seems like they're just going to run it over. Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow alone on side.
One on the side, but at least like the rotates are getting close-ish. I mean,
Gets 2.
getting 2, yeah. At least making it a 3v2, even if Cass is on 1 HP. I mean, that's cycling down, and that's Cass down there too. 4-0 in the pistols.
Yeah, 4 on pistols.
If you must fall, then fall near me.
Yeah, just just confident with their guns, I guess. Hunter Tony is trying to fight out mid, but
yeah, I mean, they just really have the numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if Cyclone really isn't kind of there to really disrupt that, because, I mean, obviously having like the chamber gun would have helped a little bit, but it didn't really necessarily matter. They just stuck all 5, just shooting what they could, and yeah.
I mean, simple pistols are usually the best.
Luckily, especially when they are perfectly fine with that dry firepower, except, well, okay, you know what? Trade. I'm gonna shut up. It's still a trade. It's still a trade. More or less kind of in their favor. I'm actually a little concerned because the 2 are pretty much about to get pinched by the 2 from Supers here. Or
They're rotating to spawn.
Yeah, which they at least call the audible for that, but they can't really follow up with any sort of lethal force here.
Abstract
It calls out the rotates, though. Yeah. It calls out, and they're only able to go in now. Okay, but the jig does kind of reveal itself a little bit. A little bit. Okay, you're not dashing from that far and getting the kill, Abstract. I'm sorry, that's not happening. Try as you may.
I think
the
if you're
there, the plant at least
you
down.
just want to die to bomb, surely, right?
I agree. Yeah, it's really difficult to really make anything sort of happen here. They're so spread out, no guns here, pretty much. It really is just dying to it, unless, yeah. I mean, they're going to make an attempt to try for something, but it feels ill-fated, honestly. Yeah, blind up util to everything. And that's Shin already down, yeah. It went over the fence and didn't even see anything. Can't break the scan when it's not even in the map to begin with. A 3K at least for Dino. And the round in, yeah, okay. Not too much, at least alt-wise. It's pretty evened out for both sides, honestly. So this bonus actually feels pretty 50-50, honestly. Well, as 50-50 as you can get, aside from the obvious gun differential. There's no ultimates to possibly swing it. Unless Sleepy gets 2 picks. Or farms orbs.
Yeah, AV could get an orb here, and then maybe a plant fight for screens or something. Or maybe fight for your backside for B. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Assuming somebody doesn't mow down like 2 or 3 of them, if not himself.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just showing the 5 sack really through B, which I guess kind of works out because it's just Shadow just jiggling this.
Yeah, Shadow just
picked. Yeah. But they're kind of already here, even with the smoke off, and the wall could have been a little goofy. No dart breakers again, but that's straight trying so hard to stay alive. You are basically holding on to your final breath. But they've got all this control here, and they're kind of saved off. They can really do too much. And we get at least a trade here. But, oh, Shin is, okay, getting 2 at least. But they're just, everyone else is just scaling in 1 by 1. It's just Shin pretty much getting every kill on the goddamn board. Okay. On for the ace. Maybe. No. Shut down.
I mean, not a bad round coming from 120s, but I feel like you want to keep more guns there.
Ideally, yeah, because honestly, I don't even think they really should have won that round if it wasn't for Shin getting 4 kills there, pretty much. Because everyone else just flooded in 1 by 1, not doing anything. Shin just had the angle, not even necessarily an off angle. It was just looking at everywhere that they were kind of fighting and peeking, and just able to get them all 1 by 1 without any contest, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that does buy an ult for you if you're Shin, but I mean, as from the shadows, compared to a running back with just now up, and pretty much most of the other ults, I mean, you're 1 away from the shadows on TS, along with 1 away from the reds as well.
Yeah.
That just seems like a pretty standard sort of default, really, where they're still kind of just showing everything on these both sides. Okay, well, I would say showing something. They're just showing a bunch of Odin spray. You know, that's
yeah.
That is something, that's for sure.
Just trying to bait some pressure towards A, looks like, and they have the rotates.
Yeah. I mean there's the smoke trade pretty much in mid here, but yeah, at some point they're just gonna get walked up behind by Shadow there. Especially
Shadow
if you're
could
going to
play
reveal the
his cards really
spike. But now I get the second. A little bit whiffy with it, but it's still a show. Okay. I didn't even realize Kaylor was actually the one holding it. I thought it was Pants the entire time unless they swapped up. Either way, that's still a pick on the extremity really going off.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much a tight bot for them.
It's gonna be slow here.
Was ready to kind of check it, but it's not ready for it. That's so unfortunate. Now both trying to double flat out through heaven.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, it's a trade right now, but it's still just down to Cyclone and a 1v3. And yeah, you
probably
really
just gonna
do
save
just
the gun
save
here.
it.
The eco's not amazing here.
No.
It's a good run coming out there from TS. I mean, working mid slowly. I think if
Yeah,
Shadow
actually
Shadow
really
is able to get like one more there, this run goes so differently.
Yeah, I really do think if he was able to get the second on AV, that would have actually definitely been it. Because I was genuinely alarmed there where it's like, okay, the smoke is going to go down probably before that point, and you're at least going to get Pants there. God, with their pants down. No pun intended, surely. But yeah, if you got more than one there for Shadow, that's definitely a different round altogether.
Yeah.
The one caveat I will at least give with that is that Pants was able to get the resurrect, so it is up for this round if it does sort of come down to it. But then again, it's kind of an eco with a hero gun.
Yeah.
Well, oh, fuck off. Product 10k fine on me for going with a catching Pants down choke. You know, I have heard Ian throw out some really disgusting puns, so you know what? Hypocrite, I say. That's heresy. Hey, at least I'm not shy or wager with the analogies. I could be. I mean, they're just going really just for the A look. There's not really much that they can really do, especially with this. They aren't in the position for it, especially with Shadow. I mean, you have the judge. There's something you could do here. There's nobody on site. They just get the free plants.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and that's Shadow going down already. I mean, Absher was trying to make something happen there too, but not much. Okay.
One enemy remaining.
I was going to say, the having push out at least getting two there is kind of good, but the double spray down, especially with the Odin, kind of shut that down completely.
I'd stop that.
And I mean, now you're 2 rounds away, actually.
Yeah, up to 11.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just a fast A take there. Nothing
Yeah.
much more to analyze.
Nah, not really. No else really used. Nothing really too interesting. Again, it could have been interesting, at least with the 2 picks that they did have. But
now here for Cyclone, though.
Yeah, which it looks like is going to happen because I'm only seeing a classic here on my end, personally. Yeah. So, hey, now you're finally seeing the op come out. Finally seeing it happen. I'm just curious to see what the reaction is, really. I guess the reaction is just to see what ends up happening on the other side of the map. They've seen 2. I don't think they noted Kaylor with the Odin there either yet. I just don't know what's going to happen beyond that. I mean, the smoke is going to prevent them from pushing on the attack, but that's pretty much it. Just depends on what the next look is.
Both nades being traded out there in main, though.
Oh yeah, and that's both showstoppers invested actually. Okay, it's just a trade. You know what? That's alright, but that still buys enough time. And yeah, it doesn't matter. The fog wars there completely.
Spike down A.
That is Pants going down, so the res is down. Oh, that is not great, actually. Oh my god, I was going to honestly lose my shit. I had to hold my breath there for a second. AV with the spike, grabbing up the orb with the wall, almost could have gotten backed. Almost.
3v3.
Still just trying to buy this attention. I think they might be a little scared to go into this because they have to get Cyclone off this angle. They have to assume that he's still there clearly. But like, what do you do here? You only have really a flash and that's it.
I mean, no one's moving for 120s. They're just,
30
I guess,
seconds
waiting to
left.
play on the retake.
Yeah, because that was what the front of the shadows was for. They were trying to see if there was a B-stock, but there wasn't. You are so lucky there that you were able to get that off. No flash necessary, but the dodge. Ugh. Barely able to make that one work out.
Jumping in, dude.
One enemy remaining.
The face palm on that death there with the player cam was insane.
You know, I don't even see the player cams there, but Ian clearly saw something. You know what? Hey, someone clip that. So someone clip the facepalm reaction because I'm kind of curious to see what happened there. Oh my god.
Like
But
literally
yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest lean back in their chair with the head on hand. It was brutal, dude.
At least it wasn't in like a fucking like OSBOS level. That is like anti-OSBOS antithesis. But I mean, Now you're going into
Yeah,
this. Yeah, you're going to have.
Here, yeah.
Yeah, you have the full buy going into this pretty much, but again, like you are a match point with one gun saved here. You don't really have much going out here besides the overdrive, really, which you're going to get in one if you're abstract, unless you just die first. Then it's just completely moot at that point.
Yeah, and Abstract has been doing a
Match point.
fair amount on this map, so
Especially, yeah. But you look on the side of TS, I mean, you have all the momentum in your favor. You've got the econ. You have 3 ultimates, very impactful ultimates, I might add. This is looking really dire. There's going to be some heroics necessary for this round if 100T want to at least stay in this map.
I mean, 2-3 rifles coming out on the side of 100 Tonys. I mean, Abstract probably just hoping to get that overdrive online, maybe. We'll see. But
I mean, never done a Guardian, but even still, this is pretty much all that gets scratched out. Yeah, I didn't realize that econ was going to be actually this bad for it to where like they don't even have the full buy. But I mean, they don't really have to do too much of a look, really. I think they're just trying to really see if they're going to press any aggression here on 100T, which really they shouldn't, but you never know. People get a little complacent. Just like that, and the first pick going their way. Tags up onto Cats as well. It's probably going to force them back, and they can pretty much show whatever like they want, and that's the run it back. Yeah, buying all this attention, even buying out the paranoia, which isn't really you. And that's a nightfall invested too. Not going to catch anything. But the cost is so much there. I don't think Shin got spot out even with the gun.
I mean, definitely got hurt.
Now it definitely did.
Enemy remaining.
Able to make something work out there, but it just didn't matter.
Spike down B.
Just a
Attackers
dominant map
13-6.
coming out. Yeah.
So, okay, there wasn't a lot of momentum that could really be had on the defense. Okay, that's interesting. You had really just that one round with the op. Otherwise, they kind of just went for it, yeah.
Yeah, never able to get a foothold for 100 Tonys on that defense. So just unfortunate for them, honestly. I mean, losing Euro map hit 13-6, not amazing. So
yeah, it's honestly a rough look. But I mean, hey, final map. You know, it's not a split final map. It's Summit. So we'll see how things go. It'll probably be a little bit of an extended break, but we'll see you guys on the flip side with Peak Summits.
Yep.
what could have been an easy, quick 2-0 ends up being brought down to the end. We're going to a map 3 of Summit here. Tackle. I really thought maybe there's a chance that things were going to be pretty much the same story as Sunset.
Yeah.
At least in that first half, I'm not gonna lie. But no, instead they're able to actually bring it out here for TS.
But yeah,
I'm very
100.
dominant 13-6.
Yeah, I think 120 is just looking a little lost on the side of or 120 is just looking a little lost on that defense side. I feel like normally I've seen them play better, but I don't know, just not feeling up to par, I guess, for today.
To me, what it kind of felt like is that it felt like the same protocols they were doing, especially on attack there, were pretty much the same sort of looks they were giving really initially, to where it's just like, okay, if it's not really going to end up working out, yeah, like it's just one-dimensional pretty much, to where it's like you really did just need the heroics there. And sure, it was there on the first half, but second half they were only able to mount what, like 1 round pretty much.
Yeah,
I think that was what, like the botched eco pretty much.
No,
And Chico.
it was in 4K.
Ah, yeah, that's what it was. Yes, I couldn't remember which run that was, but it's still though, it's just still rather unfortunate, honestly though.
Yep.
Yeah, the important thing to note too, especially for map 3, Kaler has been subbed out because, you know, super sub.
Nope.
Thank you for coming in. But unfortunately, or fortunately, who knows, Loron Games has returned. I only say unfortunately. Okay, I know it sounds
Valencia
really,
confirmed
really
hates
bad.
lore. Valencia confirmed hates lore.
No, you know what? To be fair, Lore can hate me. It's fine. You know, Lore at least has a reason to kind of, you know, badmouth both the people in this call, or both the casters. So, you know, I mean, Teklo has been in person with them at least twice. Me, I could have been, but, you know, I pushed for Teklo too, so that's fine. But the point with that, though, I feel like Kaler actually had a decent amount of impact on Split, to where it's like, okay, it was actually fairly instrumental in actually being able to shoot, you know, close at the map. So now me seeing Lore on their team for the first time.
Pause.
I
Kaler had
don't
an
think
impact to close out the map for 120.
But it's still important.
they
It's
lost
still
the map.
important.
They lost
Okay,
the
well,
map.
oh,
You can't have impact to close out the map if you lose the map.
Wait, oh, you're saying that on? What are you saying that on Sunset? Wait, what?
On Sunset they had impact.
Okay, on Sunset,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Okay,
do
yeah.
agree with that. But you said that after, you know, just after this map 2, which they lost.
I know. But at least, like, I feel like I was able to see it a lot
That's
more.
like me. That's like me saying that Calm had impact today on Summit, bro. Like,
But he did the thing. He did the thing. He got at least like 2 flanks in. Yeah.
I don't know.
But no, my point still being is that I still haven't seen Lore actually play with their actual team yet. Again, like, they've only played twice. They weren't in the first time I saw them. Now I'm seeing them here for the first time. I don't know what to expect.
I don't know the internal impact of Kaler for 100 for TS.
No, because
but
Kaler wasn't
I
even there
know-
for the last match anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean it's a sub, so I'm just saying
Yeah.
I don't know how, you know, how it was functioning internally, but I know for this team that I mean I've heard that Lore is just, you know, more of the instrumental voice when it comes to playing with Avi and Straight.
Okay.
And you know, they're more comfortable, and they aren't having to be as stressed as you normally see them outside of PCMT.
Yeah, no, that actually does sound like a very Lore on comms thing. Because usually what ends up happening, if Lore can be that voice for people to at least alleviate the burden off of, you know, the higher rated players like on your team, it's like, that definitely helps. It alleviates that burden to where they're not having to do every single damn thing. Because yeah, that does matter. It does. And I mean, now you're seeing like a similar sort of look as to what they did, because they did play Summit the last game, I'm pretty sure, against Baka, where that was not really great for Baka. I'm pretty sure, I think, yeah. But still, it's an interesting look, is what I'm trying to say. You've got this Gen Phoenix back in, and now the flavor of Lore of the Sage.
Yeah.
I do find it actually interesting, though, seeing Shin on the Astra, which is not really a common look for this map so far, really. I know that some people are fine with Astra on paper on Summit, but like unless I'm like actually like stupid and haven't watched the game in like 2 weeks or something somehow, has anyone even played this damn agent outside of maybe China?
Yeah,
I don't
Fnatic.
recall. Okay, besides Fnatic, because obviously Boaster's gonna be fucking Astra. No shit.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Besides that, I don't know. That's why I'm very curious to see this because yeah, unless Shin is like the second coming of Boaster or whoever else
Zin
is playing this
has
agent.
solid
it's like-
Astras. I've seen Zin's Astra. I've seen
Okay.
Zin's Astra. It's pretty solid Astra. So
Okay. I mean, it's not that I'm doubting the agent itself or like, you know, Shin's ability. It's more so Astra's impact on the map. Is I guess how I'm trying to really frame it. Because again, I don't know what to look at this as.
So I feel like
Yeah.
the global impact of Astra on this map is good. In my opinion, probably one of the better controllers on this map. But
Especially for a solo, yeah. A solo smoke, you pretty much just want to have something like that. I can understand why that's the case. I guess it's more that I'm really just trying to see the practically, because again, I haven't really watched much of it, and I don't know.
I think
maybe
with
I don't
the
really care to watch
way
Fnatic.
Hunter Tony's comp is, it's good. You know.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense within like the comps context for sure. So yeah, no, I'm definitely I have some things to like kind of like look at really in this, but altogether, a rather interesting map 3 here, and everything's still on the line for who is more than likely than not to get the 4th slot here with this head-to-head.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
What?
Alright, the looks through bend, really, but Abstract just setting it. It doesn't even matter. The double face doesn't matter. And all the noise already caught. Laura did have to invest a while, at least 10 seconds in, showing off. Ready for the one-way a little bit, but it doesn't even matter. So I can just peek and I get shadow. That's alright.
Yeah. I mean, those
The
picks go in the
gap
way
is
of
enough,
TS.
But they left the gap bend after they got the 1 kill in. I mean, now it proves off. Cyclone's able to get the 1 there.
Yeah.
Still a little bit worse for Wear. Like, you still have a chance here, especially with the smoke off, but I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
There's even a chance that Dino honestly gets picked off here as well if you're not careful. But the frame's not good enough how to blow both of them. At least it's a trade, but still a little worse for Wear. But the position actually from Evie is actually pretty good, especially for them having to flood in and try and find out who's here. I don't think you're going to immediately check this anytime soon. I'll be honest.
I mean, you should be aware of it, minimum.
You have to at least assume, but these people, no, they're not ready for it. Okay, now you know, but ooh. A little dicey, but you had to surprise that first. And that's Cat's already down. Now it's just down to Shin at a 1v3. Trying so hard to get away. So they just ran away, but had a thought that's like, oh, maybe I get one. Probably could have, but no. Unfortunately not.
I mean,
And
the
that
mid
is,
take going well for Hunter Tony's. I mean,
yeah.
the wall coming out early from Laura on in main is good. I mean, just leaves info for the rest of the map.
Yeah, pretty much. And even when they tried to answer it out because of it being dropped down so early in the round, even if it's like pistol, it's like, well, it didn't amount to much because you still got a pick off of it being destroyed. So,
Yeah.
that's still a pretty good look. And once again, I mean, that's the 5th pistol in the series going the way of TS here. And unfortunately, neither sniper getting a shot there is kind of funny, but you know what? It don't happen anyway.
Cyclone, not testing his luck too much.
No. Not testing it out, and you call the immediate jinx. Cyclone.
Yeah.
I knew that Abstract was going to want to go for something there, but no. Now you finally get the usage out of the being on top of the wall. Probably not again, but still a good look for the second round. Shadow still... I thought he was trying to grab a gun. I was so confused why he was going for the look there, but yeah, I mean, they're still kind of locked out from everywhere completely. I mean, now they want to go for where the wall is going to be going down soon, but you've got at least 2 people, probably more than that, who are going to peek out soon, too.
Gun here.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably most likely going to be 2. I mean, straight's close enough, but it's going to be around most of the...
Pants caught with full utility, the pants down. We're going to see in just a moment here. A bit whiffy. Okay, not dead quite yet, but that's too dark going out. Dark's turning out. The door's still not closed quite yet, but they're kind of just stuck in a weird stalemate here for now. Yeah, especially with the outlaw catching the cross. I don't think you meant to do that. I'm going to be so real. I don't think that was the intent. Still is able to get trade out. Yeah, the pace is just playing in their favor there. Can't do too much there with the Blue Classic.
Straight's just a psychopath for that.
I don't even think it was a psychopath. I think that was a pure accident, honestly, unless I'm stupid. Like,
I mean, I've seen Straight do things on purpose like that before. You never know.
I mean, he did get the 1 ace and it made me cream, so you know what? straight surprises me, I guess. But to me, that looked like it was unintentional. You know, Ian giving a goofy reaction, our head of production here. I don't think Ian knows ball. I don't think anyone. No, he doesn't know ball. He doesn't know. Tekla knows. Ian doesn't.
Bro, apparently I don't. Holy fuck.
You don't know about the most like known clip in all of PCMT, casted by me of straight doing the ace. I'm sorry. The eye just happened to land right on Lore as you were holding out the wall, and I'm just like, oh no, that's not good. Melted to a crisp.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I mean that's ace is still completely theirs. Dino. You know Cyclone's gonna be on the lurk waiting for you. Unfortunate. I mean the rotate just from cave, especially with an L on a guardian. I mean if you can get some guns out, that'd be great. Their buy isn't great here on the side of 100G, but you know you have to get the kills first.
Yeah.
I mean you're probably gonna have to buy out some Phoenix Util with the health. I'm not too sure, but I mean that's the first one, at least on the Shadow. Sun isn't able to find much, and those hollow shots aren't able to find much either. With the wall, that at least makes things a bit interesting because they want to try and flood for something. But I mean, they're not going to have enough time to really defuse here, so you're really just playing to get these guns out. That's at least 2 down. At least. 3 down. Okay, that's still at least decent for this bonus. Around that probably wasn't going to go their way in the anyhow. Still getting it down 3 guns when they don't have too much of a buy here. Yeah, no, they are not going to have enough for a bull buy here.
I mean, you lose 3 guns. Kinda bad. That's a good round, I think, if you're TS. I mean, obviously you don't win it. You know, the round could be so much better. But
No, it is a good round.
Can't complain. You can't complain though. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, you're kind of looking at this. I mean, I'm sorry, I only just noticed this. Wait, oh, this because Shadow popped the running back. I thought for some reason Shadow just didn't do anything for the first like 2 rounds and was somehow on 1 out of 6. I'm stupid. Shin actually out here not even buying up compared to the rest of the team with a rifle, at least something. That's a little worse from there. Yeah, trying to go dry, but that's at least good. The push up from straight is able to find Cyclone, so that at least makes the rotation so much quicker there. And arguably, maybe even a fast flood in from them, because they still haven't planted quite yet on the side of 100G. Maybe that's why Shin just wanted to grab the gun from AV and just take out straight, make it a bit more of an advantage.
So, Loki a lurk coming out from lore.
Yeah, Loki a lurk POV. I mean, surely they're going to sniff it out, especially because I mean, like they're already having the double look here, really. I mean, wasn't ready for it, just down to the
Lore
differential on the head there. Trying to do for a grim wall peek, okay, or a wall peek in general. Okay, I see. They didn't even use it, I don't think, and was able to get it.
1 enemy remaining.
I mean,
Shadow's
Shadow
tucked in. No, I get the attempt. I have to respect the attempts because, oh my god, that flood worked out so well. But I think as we've been seeing more and more from VCT, and now people are picking up on it, whoever is anchored in drop has a pretty good chance of kind of securing things if they can manage it. And, you know, they were able to. I mean, the Flash is just kind of going to go for that. It's like, you were a split second off from getting walled off to where there was maybe a slight chance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't think Lore needed to walk up that far, but I mean, yeah, you can probably get the wall down from farther away.
Yeah, but even still, just having to anchor from that position and get the multi-kill you needed there to save it, still impactful.
You're dead.
Really want to press through this, even with the lesser guns. They really want to pressure out Cycle on this attack. And it worked out perfectly. Even with Lore having to take down the run it back before getting traded out. I mean, that's essentially not the map flip, but you get the point with it. I mean,
it's a 4v4.
Yeah, and the play's only going down now, and yeah, that's the run it back to immediately answer it, and that... I'm sorry, I had to laugh at how that, C's got botched, but that's still straightened down, and the run it back as well. So it might be a little bit hard to flood in, especially with Shadow on the main, but no, it doesn't matter. It's just all up to Abstract, just getting all these kills, just sending them all down. 4K in the round.
Yeah, Abstract just getting some good spams coming out there. I mean, they're just gonna keep hitting A. I mean, Lore's just pretty much for the most part alone on site. So, I mean, looks like they're gonna switch it up a little bit, maybe having EV coming over there instead.
Yeah, because I think that's going to be the issue really with it, is that you're going to have to kind of show up some different looks here, especially if they're just going to go for it. Because, yeah, you obviously want to deal with Cyclone and the Lurk, And obviously that's going to be impactful. But if you're just letting anybody with like not much stalling potential be able to actually like show a look for where the stack is, it's like it's going to be difficult. Especially when you don't have much passive info and you have to really go for everything.
No charges left.
Because having like a passive info sensitivity is super beneficial in this map. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
It really is. So not having it on either is going to mean for a lot more contacts, a lot more really chaotic fights just in general. I mean, that's the work already shown off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, straight's already like fairly well pushed up. And I mean, you've already made the sign for it. Obviously, you just want to push up more because you don't know if anybody else is going to be covering up mid. But that's still great map control to where they pretty much know, okay, they're pretty much at the extremities. That's it.
You are divided.
And that's a Cosmic Divide actually invested in here. But, oh, the mod doesn't necessarily work. And yeah, you really just anchor out, at least for Avian. The spray down.
A.
Oh, shuts that down completely. Now it's just down to Cyclone. And a 1v4 that might not manage too much unless individual gunfights go his way. You know, you're gonna get crunched real soon here, buddy.
I mean, he has the trip up.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, but you're getting double faced everywhere, and that's still a 4K for Avi at the end of it.
Yeah, one off the run it back to that round.
Yeah, I think their second running back too, technically, because they used it, what, in the round before, actually, pretty sure, because that was a 4K. So,
yeah,
that's still rather impressive there. Like, you look at these ults here, and it's like you have the res and the Into the Shadows, 2 away from the Hunter's Fury, which at least helps off the fact that, okay, they're popping the Chamber up this round.
Here.
They're otherwise sitting on an Overdrive and 2 away from a Nightfall.
Here.
It's not a fantastic buy, at least on the side of 100 Tonus. But if they can at least manage things with the ult cycle, you know, pretty doable. That also helps too, avoiding the first shot there. Taking that position here for straight once again. Surely someone's going to push out of this eventually. Maybe not abstract, but I'd be a little worried. But I mean, the mid look here is actually quite nice, especially when you at least get him off the angle for a little bit longer. Yeah, the defensive hold here, especially at mid. I'm telling you right now, Teklo, it is a lot more valuable for the defensive hold than it is like for like offense, I feel. Unless you want to just do that, you know what? That's just them getting over Celis. Benz is getting a little nasty.
Okay, he's just throwing his Cyclone.
It takes 2 to tango, so I get that much. Not closing the door, Cat almost getting their head clipped off. I understand that, but are you gonna expect that? Nope, not quite. I don't know if that was just a false read, but Abstract going down there is really haphazard.
I mean, Bomb's already running back towards B.
Yeah, but Lord Good got Cyclone. There's a Ray popping the res there. Can you get one before that? Oh, not quite. That's a little worse for wear, honestly. That could have turned into a great advantage for them,
30
but
seconds left.
that is the dichotomy with the res. If you don't pop it properly and safely, yeah, what you just saw is probably going to end up happening, whether you mean for it or not. And now Shadow even has to run it back too.
Spike planted.
Or drop down to, honestly, I don't even think they necessarily need to do that.
Enemy remaining.
It doesn't even matter, you know what, it's fine. Shadow's just going to get the kill onto Avi there anyway. But now it's just have to pants on a 1v3 here. Deal with the anchor there first. We don't know how to dodge blinds in PCMT, but then again, it's also a Phoenix Flash. It's understandable.
I mean, it's the hardest flash to dodge.
Yeah. I mean, even just expect, like, you know the Phoenix is there. You wouldn't think they'd flash it at some point and just kind of jiggle it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. Either way, though, I didn't realize, actually, after the snowball from the bonus, it's flipped completely, and now 100 Tonys are leading this map right now.
I mean, just by a round, but yeah. They're looking good on this attack so far. I mean, they're get those picks properly.
Exactly.
I
I don't know, because like their attack doesn't necessarily impress me. It's more just I feel like it's a lot of mistakes coming from the defense.
Yeah, that's what
that have really opened it up.
It's just like straight in AV pushing down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, once again, it's another tango out in mid here, aside from the one A look there. But the fact they weren't able to get a pick there just means, okay, they're going to try again, I suppose. Maybe even show a little bit more towards these Ben players or just go straight for mid, which, I mean, Dino's now looking for it too, but, I mean, you're still out here with a pistol into Cyclone pre-aimed perfectly for you.
Yeah.
Lord trying to anchor from the Ethan spot here to at least see what they can possibly get. That's was also a little haphazard, not expecting anything there, but now
Spike
Lord trying their
planted.
best to anchor it out. Okay, Ava's at least able to pick out Shadow, so at least gives a little bit of breathing room for them. Especially because nobody's really going to push out for Lore at all, especially with that wall there.
Face your fear.
Anchored out pretty well. It actually, some people are able to dodge out this Nigel here as well. Makes this a little difficult for the attackers now. Because they're just going to flood in. Cyclone Race caught up here, and yeah, now it's just down to the 2 off sites. I mean, I guess that's part of the Astro value, but now it's just down to the 1. I was gonna, oh yeah, you were full blinded, but still spraying for it, but it's... Oh, that plant spot bited them in the ass in the worst way possible and not able to do anything about it. I don't necessarily think they could have gotten that. Oh, like, I don't even know. But that's still rather impressive. The eco getting into that, actually able to get it back, that's
Yeah.
super helpful for TS.
Yeah, good round coming out for TS. I mean, Avi just getting 3 in the round, able to rein back some control in favor of Team Slugshow. I think
Yeah.
Tony's just I don't know, things going a little awry there, but all good.
Yeah.
They still have guns. Proper full
Yeah,
best
still
coming
good
out for
luck.
both teams
I mean,
here.
they've got the run it back, one up from another Cosmic Divide and the Overdrive going into this too. So they can still show an offensive look here, and well, there's the first step. That's to run it back. All up to Lure, either to get out or just save off, and yeah, you just end up saving off there. Really tried to press into CT, but now you should really expect this fast flood to really come in through the 4 people here. Because it's essentially a 4v4 here. At least for now. Cyclone paying a little bit too much attention here, so yeah. Second layer, at least a Cosmic Divide, but I don't think it necessarily matters when you have someone still up and drop there, really. I think you just wait out, especially with the Overdrive being popped, and now it's just moots. And that's Cat's down too. Did that molly go off in time, actually? I don't even think it matters, because you're dead anyway. Shadow, they're just dancing through the wall. It got flipped, actually. But actually pearled perfectly into their crosshairs, too. And now it's just on the Lord in 1v2. Yeah, the wraparound with that Cosmic Divide. God, I wish I had a replay to kind of see what happened there, because that was actually quite impressive to kind of counter through the...
that was a good round for Shadow there.
Fine. Yeah, no, it's more than just like, I kind of wish what happened, because it's like, I personally think, when it comes down to B, I feel like once you get the plant down, it's pretty much in the favor of the defenders flooding through to really do it. And that was actually a really good look, causing all the chaos with all those ultimates pops to be like, okay, let's have some people kind of flip things around and just wrap around.
I
pretty
mean,
much.
yeah, majority ults coming out from 100T though. I mean,
Yeah.
TS still having theirs.
That's heavy pop. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm starting getting 2 before going down. Do you even have a res here actually for Lore? 1 away actually, so if you can grab the
they're
orb,
trying
you
to go
can't
for
get
it.
it. Yeah, and that's why they double face it perfectly. The wrap if your pants, but you already get caught and now you're stuck in the slow.
Remaining.
It would have been nice if you can get one, but not quite. Only in damage. And now it's just straight with a lowly sheriff and a 1v4 here.
I mean, could make something happen. I'm not doubting
Yeah,
it.
especially with the econ that's going on here,
Spike
it would be
planted.
good to drop at least a few of these guns, especially with the pickup actually. Okay, doable, but the pre-aim, that's so
Yeah,
unfortunate.
Cyclone's just
Cyclone's
ready for
been
it.
low the entire round and still able to get these impact frags.
Yeah, just those moments where, you know, now you're looking for him to call on someone and they go on to turn around, you know.
Yeah, just unfortunate. But what is fortunate at least is that they pretty much have like all of the ults in the bank here. If you're TS, obviously 2 away from the knives, but you essentially have everything in the bank where there's not really much coming into the bank unless Cyclone or Shadow get enough picks here and orbs to kind of farm up their
That's
own.
not ready. Perfect.
Yeah.
Scanning ahead.
But it's still rather haphazard for TS because they're going to go back down to a Nico if they can't manage anything with what they have right now. And they kind of need it because their opponents are already on 6.
Yeah, if you're TS, you want to convert this round.
Yeah, ideally more than not. And I mean, first step already, Shadow got the orb PRA if they really wanted to try and go for it. Ugh. That at least is a saving grace. Dano at least finding Cyclone out, try to just go for the push out. But now they're just essentially stuck here, a little scared that the defense took some map control. It's why Shin is trying to patch it up a little bit, but with so many question marks here, I'm finding it hard for them to get a grip and take back this round.
Yeah, just playing this slow. 100 Tony's maybe looking to retake some mid control.
Yeah, if he was holding off the angle, but getting off it for a little bit, this is going to be a little scary, but that's an insane preempt for the slide there. Ian, you don't have to complain this time. It's all right. A trade out, but Straight's already there. Able to clean up for a clean 3K with the Vandal spray down. That's around you, and you didn't even use a single ultimate here, too.
Yeah.
Final round, you're going in with 5 ults compared to them who have, depending on frags and orb farming, 3 at most. Maybe 4. Guaranteed probably 1 or 2, depending. You've only got the run it back ready, though. So they have to go for some of these orbs, and obviously they should have a game plan for this. At least you would hope so.
Yeah. I think you just farm orbs on the Astra here, get that Cosmic Divide up. Maybe attempt to use it for post-plant in some way.
Yeah, I mean, their last round was 1 off the back of it. I thought for a second Pants was going to walk in dodge to the fucking wall dropping, but, no. Not happy way. If you know ball. Ellie's catching a look on the Neon, which... Was there even an orb grabbed up at 8? Not quite yet, no.
You didn't need to do happy way like that. Oh, God.
I just watched the episode of Bodfathers, Ian. I'm sorry that I know ball about him dying to it. It's fine. It's a little unfortunate that you're not holding out a gun here, because this would be great pre-aim. But I guess you have the slow to kind of stall things out. And now you break the door. I'm not going to call that a mistake, but honestly, I think once attackers start to realize, hey, stop doing that so haphazardly, well, Prius. That is still really important to kill, and honestly, could even potentially get more given the push, especially with the second layer of abstract back there. Pants in a lot of trouble here. And that's the running back pot for the defense here, too. Again, the anchor, they don't even have the spike down, but the anchoring is insane here. They're just staying alive and getting the picks that they need here, really. Everything going in their favor, and even straight puff the snipes and got Cyclone down. And now it's just the 2 stuck in the choke.
3v3.
And the res pop there, too. Just beyond, that's perfect. And they just go for it. Let's just end this round here. That's what I mean, especially, yeah, like...
Good round coming out for Kias. I mean, holding on to... Oh, definitely not intentional, but holding on to all 5 of those ults until that last round of the half.
Yeah, and even when things got dire, especially, because you had the double layer pushed up from Link, but, like, you would think Pants might be dead, stuck in Trophy, or anybody else stuck in the site. But given that they pretty much broke the door and everything else to let them kind of just flood in perfectly from CT, it just allowed for them to kind of just breeze over, because they didn't even have to plant down. They had to worry so much about that they just couldn't think about, okay, how do we deal with the flood and the surge of ultimates coming?
Yeah.
It was just not going to happen.
I mean, yeah, you have the run it back and then the Hunter's Fury. So
yeah, they popped everything else pretty much in layers too, especially.
Yeah.
So it was just
really rough getting onto that B site.
Exactly, or at least just getting the full hold they needed. This is an interesting look here, actually. A 5 push down mid with maybe 2 or 3 at most. I don't think they're going to really do anything with the smoke or anybody. Yeah, no, it's just a 5 push down bend.
Oh.
Or just wait for the aggression. There's definitely some looks here, too. I mean, there's already the first fight in bend, and that's the first pick there, actually. But that's Abstract at least getting one of the people out on the flank there. I don't know if Dano revealed himself quite yet in honor, though.
Echo coming out on Shadow there for straight.
Yeah, I mean, that breaks the door there, so at least you have the safe rotation there. I mean, it does take Shin out of that fight immediately, but I don't think it really matters. The positioning from Cats, though, is actually quite interesting, especially if they go from Ben and take it over, unless they try to do some weird push with that ping. I'm not too sure, but I just don't know if they expect the position from them from Cats. This could be incredibly pivotal.
Yeah, Cats Meow. This round's on them.
And the man, and nobody spotted it out, and that's not who you want to catch out, catching the spike up there.
30 seconds
Obviously
left.
scares them off for now, but it pretty much comes down to the 2 having to make something happen against the 3 here. I guess your look is to go back around it. Yeah, that's just doing straight things. Makes sense. It's kind of tough here because Abstract, you honestly kind of want to go in, but being on 1 HP pretty much with the slide.
Yeah, 1 HP against the Sheriff. Yeah, not ideal for you.
Pretty much up to him and Shin to make something happen here, but on such low HPs into a Sheriff and a Ghost.
Last player standing.
Not enough preempt is going to save you there, and not for either kill there.
Yeah.
A great recovery there into another 6-7 pistol, but again, that's every single pistol this series going the way of TS.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to be one of the pinpoints I feel like people talk about necessarily, except for pointing out, oh, those guys won double pistol and lost Sunset, barely. Oh, they steamrolled with the double pistol into the snowball on Split.
Yeah.
They kind of did the same here, or like a mix of both worlds here on Summit so far. Or at least we'll have to wait and see how this snowball goes here from the pistol conversion.
Yeah. I mean, just
give him my
the
field.
Plat B take coming out. Gonna be contacting up into Cyclone. Has a trip out, so canceled it down a little bit.
No, trying to hold from the Ethan position, but blind off perfectly. You're finally seeing that adaptation where, okay, they actually take him out there, and they're actually able to get into sight pretty effortlessly. But the fact that it's an eco, I find it hard for the defenders to really flood in from this position. Especially with that close flank there, that's likely going to be at least one down. The double up actually here, and I'm stupid. Drop, yeah, okay, it is drop, yeah. These are such weird positions that I find it really hard for them to get through, even with the eco guns and the pistols. I mean, that okay, could have been a little bit worse for wear, but yeah, no, the gun's still going in favor, but it's a 3v2 here. No more chamber pistol to worry about here, but you're stuck here pretty much. Yeah, you got pants here. There's a weird wall going on here, but the advantage is pretty much still in the attackers until you drop the... Okay.
One enemy remaining.
Perfect frame there from Dino. That is sick, yeah. Clutching out there with the Vandal when, honestly, it could have been a lot worse from where...
Yeah.
At least you are saving that Vandal into this bonus, which, you know what, even when you dropped every other gun, including a Guardian, I'm okay you keep a Vandal at least.
Yeah. Could turn this into something. Not impossible.
Definitely. No, definitely not. Especially if Straight's going to buy up a Vandal as well here, too.
No. Straight just has the Vandal.
Oh, okay. Because I saw that there were 2 Vandals at one point, so I thought Dino didn't drop it. But just... Okay. Either way, though, you have the hero Vandal going into this. Can make something happen here, especially with everybody mostly showing an A.
Yeah.
A great reaction off of the soundbite there. Pretty much just get them off that first angle completely. It makes the over at least takeable for them, which, I mean, if it's going to build up, that's 4 to 6 out of the run it back.
A small out of spam coming out from Catch Meow. TS just farming orbs for Avi, looks like.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm confused about really is I thought there were some looks at mid early on, but now they've pretty much given up completely. You've got Shin holding it very passive and still just the anchoring over at B for Cyclone. Kind of just letting them walk around the map wherever they want.
Yeah. Just mid walk up coming out from TS. Droning out Abstract here, looks like.
Pretty much, at least catching it out. Meanwhile, you at least see the spike floating over towards B, where they still have to be careful. And that's the second shot there. Still down to pretty much 1 HP there, but Abstract still able to take out the Vandal. It did get picked up, though. Did get picked up. I should mention that at least.
Yeah, Dino's gonna be walking up through mid. Could catch out Dino Nuggies here, or could catch out Zin here.
Yeah, if they just pause for a moment, they actually have that perfectly. But not expecting Abstract to already be there so close, and it's now just down to Evie. It just doesn't matter. Ugh.
I mean, so many people so low.
Yeah.
Not able to convert anything.
No, not beyond just the one that they were able to get there, and just not expecting. Again, the fast rotation there from the defense, especially from the Neon, really. I don't think he would have necessarily expected it, but it being pivotal and things at least stabilizing there for the bonus.
Yeah. You have to run it back on the side of TS. You could just send, honestly, if I'm TS, I might just send to A here.
Yeah, set it into A where at least you don't have to deal with Abstract bringing out the op towards mid. Abstract bringing it out this time and not Cyclone. That's getting really haphazard. Shadow an inch from death. Still barely holding on for now. But the running back actually stalled up by the C's and the gravel. That is insane pressure there actually.
So much to use on just the run it back alone.
I know, like, in a way, that's good because it solved a lot of their pressure, but also that brought out so much just for that. When they still have a second look going into this, and there's no op whatsoever in there, too. Yeah, just a spray down. Literally just having to do a bullet dance. Holy Shadow. And you're not even budging any rotations either, just because they're just sitting there. Because they haven't fully committed yet, they still have a chance. Okay, now it's starting to at least float over a little bit. still not a great position for the op quite yet. I mean, that's
I'll be
Shadow
touching
going
on
down
Shadow
there
here.
too. Yeah, door down too, so now Shin has to wrap around pretty much. At least you get the first pick there from Abstract with the op. So some things up, but the site is still up to TS now.
Spike planted.
And the Reds finally getting an actual advantage that they aren't able to capitalize off it, and that allows them to just swing things back from a 4v4 to a 5v3.
Yeah.
Abstract not in a good angle here to really do anything with this op and really push up. Especially with the wall.
I mean, should have seen the barrel. Should have seen the barrel from Dino.
Saw the barrel, but it doesn't matter. AB still get cycle in there, really.
Last player standing.
Multiple looks, but I mean, they vaguely already still knew that Abstract was there anyway, and now it's just, it doesn't matter. You're not peeking into 3 with that thing.
Get the
That's
buy
an op
round
drop
back
in.
on the side of TS.
Yeah. Not a great econ there either. Some people have to
Yeah.
eco this round actually on the side of 100G.
Yeah, 2 do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 2 you want to eco, if anything. I mean, yeah, you have the Twitter
Yeah.
Force and Overdrive, so if anything, you don't really care.
Yeah, I think the look that I'm really seeing, or at least that I'm realizing from the past 2 rounds, that Shadow's been trying to pressure out the AO pretty much so we can get up the run it back. The thing is, they've been countering it out so much that he still has yet to build up. He's 1 away. And he's not even going for the orb this time, at least.
Yeah.
Instead, he's a part of the people showing up mid. Where was this on Sunset? That is beautiful, using the paranoia into everything else to kind of peek it through. That is beautiful to get the chamber off the way. Getting a little dicey there, but you're at least flushing it out, and there was not great post-plant positioning here for the defense here whatsoever.
Yeah, they're not ready for the flood retake, and I mean,
They might be ready for it soon,
Yeah.
but I'm just... Never mind, cycle. Just going for it, just respecting them before they can even do anything. I was so concerned that they just gave up drop, but it didn't matter. You just go in between it. Now it is taken over, and Abstract still able to make some damage here on 1 HP, but now it's going back in favor for the defense. But Air Overdrive is going to be done, and you're pretty much on 1 HP.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, I thought you could just see it generally, but
didn't
that's
come
great.
here
And
to
the ult TP actually reposition, I'm not going to lie, that was actually kind of huge. Maybe a bit wasteful, but you know what? To confirm the round, you're putting yourself on
I
double
mean,
digits.
is it wasteful to ever use a From the Shadows?
No.
Think about it.
No.
Like one of the worst ults in the game.
Okay. Well, okay. Honestly,
Unless I'm like ulting in front of the whole team, like, and I stick it, that's the only time I'm wasting it.
that is something you would actually do because you would just do that purely for the aura, and you already take dumb TPs as is on Euro, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Please don't put the POV on.
now.
Please, Fuzzy, I pray do not put this on Cat's POV. You don't want to know what's about to happen. Can we get a
decent-
pot?
No damage yet.
Yeah, no damage yet. Yeah, can we get a pause in this real quick?
W's in.
If we have a bad rollback, we need to be careful, Ian. Holy, Yeah. At this point, I don't even know what's going on. Like, what? I don't know. I mean, were they just fine with it just being run? I don't know. I'm actually just confused. I don't know what's going on. Just enjoy some goofy-ass Valorant gameplay. Okay, will it be rolled back? Okay. Okay, so it is a knife fight. Okay, well, with a jet knife, you know what? Fine.
Player standing.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
I don't know. Is there really anything to really commentate here, Teklo, just because of the rollback? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it funny enough? No.
For you.
Okay, at least the
Time to stop
reconnected
back
you.
up.
So, yeah, we just... Where they buck.
Round, rollback.
So unless something else happens, actually, yeah. The thing I was trying to prevent was the pie. But, you know, the rollback might change things, you know? The course of history may have just dictated it. Fate may not dictate the pie. You know what? Let it be. But no, honestly, I'm still a little concerned that this might still go the way of TS if things just really aren't, like, if they're a bit haphazard, at least on the side of 100 Tonys. They've gotten, like, all the momentum pretty much. I feel like their ultimate economy is also in a really good spot to where they can actually get it in flux. And I feel like they've been really managing things very well in their attack so far. I mean, they've been able to string together how many rounds in a row at this point? 5, I think? So.
Yeah. Oh, no, but like 2.
Something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
No,
7 for some
not.
reason, like at the half, like a 7-5, but I'm just Midalulu. Yeah, I think we're going for another manual reset here. Yeah. So we're just doing it manual. We learn from our mistakes. It's still going to be a little bit of a delay to kind of get things, you know, passing through here. So, but honestly, I mean, considering the last look that we saw from TS on this map was, you know, clearly a stomp and didn't really bode too much out of it, or yeah. It's interesting to at least see, you know, something that has gone back and forth, generally speaking. But just seeing it feels like they have a pretty good understanding of what they want to do. Sure, both teams are making mistakes on, you know, a new map, but that's just what's going to happen on a new map.
Yeah. Just unlucky PC stuff, it looks like.
Yeah, at least on the side of Zan, but at least we were kind of proactive. At least we dealt with this stupid stuff on Sunsets where we can actually handle this a lot sooner than before. So
Yeah.
I don't think it'll take as long as before. Surely not. Actually, is Cyclone allowed to reconnect, or are we still a little... Okay. But yeah, no, truthfully... Oh, shit. Do you want to... Actually, no. Yeah, no, that's just, you know, that's just tech for you. When you see a building just on the front face, just assume that there's no back to it. Just for performance stuff. That is the tech behind, I don't know, general map design and game space in game dev. You're not going to have a fully rendered thing out, especially when you have to care about performance. That's just how it would be. But no, I'm not going to lie. I'll give a little bit of context on my head. I was actually really hoping I would see Sunset in this series. Because truthfully, like, I've been kind of paying a little bit more attention to it because honestly, as a map, Summit is actually kind of gotten my attention. Nothing particular. I am relaying. So yeah, with Summit, I'm kind of really liking how the map is kind of panning out. Like, yeah, it's obviously new. There's gonna be a lot of stuff to learn out, but I'm really impressed with a lot of stuff that some people have done right now. Probably mostly kind of energy with how they can hold on defense, but honestly, I've been kind of picking up on just how people need to play B and just the lack thereof, and just I genuinely think B site on Summit is a very interesting site gameplay wise for both sides. Really, still needs to be figured out in full, but it's cool.
I think it's a site where you need to take back site. You can't just take front site and then not go towards your right. Like, you need to take that right side of the site no matter what.
What it comes down to, it's not even necessarily the right, because I feel like one thing that you really need to do is be able to flush out anybody that's trying to anchor through a drop. Because yeah, you can peek up that right side and be able to flush things out, but I mean, they still have a cubby to at least play around with, and again, can rotate back towards CT and get a little bit of safety. You pretty much have to either push out on those extremities to really flush them out, or, which I think people will realize eventually, stop closing the door. I think once people because closing it and not taking any of that space CT essentially allows the defenders to flood through, at least have someone go through drop and really be that nuisance anchor pretty much. I think
Yeah,
once
but
you
if you,
expose,
if you as an attacker have someone drop, like suppose they don't have an anchor already and drop, and you fill in that space as an attacker, I feel like that's you just get so much value because.
but then don't you think that if you keep it open, you have someone in drop, but then you still have that crossfire from someone in main, perhaps?
Yeah.
You could get shot from heaven, but you would still possibly have like multiple looks out rather than just it being narrow from the person in drop.
I feel like closing the door leaves less headaches to be discovered than leaving the door open.
I think I can understand that from like a simple perspective. I just think that it's kind of a mistake, and part of the reason why it is easier for defenders to flood through on attackers. Because I think attackers are kind of playing it a little bit sunset-esque to where they're kind of just not taking as much foothold on the site, and they're just getting all that space together. Closing the door is going to be part of that, truthfully.
Setup played like shit today, what the fuck?
And that's why I took MW out of my VFL. So, yeah. To be, it's not the same crew, but also 100 of these are kind of crazy right now. But no, honestly, like, I expect nobody to really get my point on it. But, like, at some point, I think people are going to realize, okay, it's not as clear cut.
I think there will be some rounds where you want to leave the door open if like the enemy team's on an eco, but like I feel like 8 times out of 10 you're gonna be closing that door. There's
I think
not
eight,
a lot
10, I'm willing to concede that option, but I honestly do think it's a little bit less than that. Not 50-50, obviously, but at most, unironically, it could be like 6 or 7 out of 10 where it's possible. It really depends on the flow of the half, but I think that people are going to realize, at least on attacker side,
the half flow the round. I'm focused on the round at hand. If I'm taking the site.
I know, but it's like once you realize that, it's like, okay, maybe if you have that look to where it's like, okay, you're fine to not have to like default for that, or even if you want to, you could just use a smoke too. I know, again, people don't want to do that, but eventually some people realize, okay, you could throw that in for a few rounds. But I think my point is that it's like, okay, the A door is one you definitely want to close on attacker for obvious reasons. Mid is the one that the defenders will definitely close because of rotates being a lot quicker and easier. B, I think, is the one where you have that push and pull between, okay, it's not as rudimentary to where, okay, you can definitely do that. Like, hell, even on a defensive side, you might be inclined to even close it off if you have someone tucked in the cubby that's, like, looking through,
I feel like
on, like, the corner.
I feel like if you're defense and you have someone to cover, you want to leave the option. You want to leave heaven
Perhaps
open.
so, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
the only
especially
door
that's for
on
exposure.
defense, the only door on defense you should be closing as defense, like
Yeah.
often, is mid. All the other doors, I feel like unless you know they're pushing through, like cave or whatever, or they're somehow get heaven, like you don't need to be closing those doors as defense. You just,
But say
you
that
just
the
shoot
attack
yourself in the
are
foot.
stubborn. But say the attack are stubborn and don't want to close that door at all, and are at least able to take, you know, the first half
But
of
why
the
would
site
you
and
as
able to plant it
defense?
out.
But then why would you as defense close the door?
To allow
on
for someone to at least
yourselves,
rotate
make it-
towards drop, really. To at least buy the chance to at least cause those question marks, I feel. I generally just feel like closing the door
Flat
at
out
least
from-
is a good thing for defenders. I really do think so.
No, because then you just get a sight smoke and you just flat out from heaven. That like unless you know their sight, like I see a lot of people play main. You just get a sight smoke on the site and you can just flat out from heaven if you don't have the door closed. Like I feel like it's just that simple.
That is an option too, honestly. I do think so too. But I guess it's more like if the attackers actually do end up taking a lot more position and aren't just, again, just giving it up for main. You know, I think it really just comes down to the push and pull and how people play it. Because, yeah, like, again, I think there is going to be detraction. And I understand why you're thinking that's completely batshit. I think I might just be having a little bit of like a Shio vision to where it's like, okay, I'm seeing something here. I don't know. Maybe I'm smoking some Zaza. I don't know.
Maybe,
But
I don't know.
I don't know. I really do think that there is like something to it. And I just keep seeing it with every single flood from the defenders that I see, where the first thing that the attackers do is close that door. It's just like, it feels like it's another check in the box where it's like, okay, that's another round where they probably shouldn't have closed it, at least not immediately or just at all. You know? Like, I don't know. It just feels like it just... I am, but to be fair, I have to fill for time, but I think it's at least an interesting discussion. I'm sorry. This is like, you know, we're turning it into a Valorant podcast at this point, which is fine.
I don't think just this whole like closing door discussion is I'm not gonna lie, is dumb.
It probably is, yes.
You as
think
attackers
about
close
it.
the door, fight for drop. You as offenders don't close the door. That way you can flood out potentially from heaven. It's that simple.
But I don't even think you necessarily need that flood necessarily, especially if you already have like the whole thing, like, because the backside crossfire from drop and that cubby is like so insane. If you can set that up and they just give up the site completely and have to do some weird goofy shit to try and take it back, like that's gonna be hard to break, really.
Yeah, but yeah, if you get like an op up in heaven, like chilling.
I mean, obviously, yes, you close it off, but are people doing that? Have you seen that happen yet? No. He did it, but I don't even think it was with an op. And otherwise, I've seen him holding other positions in the site itself, not even necessarily from tower drop. I don't think he's been utilizing that spot to its potential. At least, like, fully. Like, maybe there was, like, a round or two, or maybe, but I haven't really seen it.
You know what? I'm gonna say this is PCMT. We are not looking at tier 1 players.
I know, I'm cooking out beyond, but to be fair, still, it's new map discussion. I think it's something to at least address, because again, like, it's going to be a thing that you will see. If I am somehow right, and you start seeing it adopted in tier 1, the Timmies are adopting it too. You know that damn well.
Okay, I guarantee, like, more than 70% of the people I run into my ranked games that are just in the game in general.
Yeah, ranked games, yeah, no shit.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, but you would probably end up seeing it in something like, you know, a Timmy tournament. You're not going to see it in a rank, because ranked is stupid, but if people are doing that in tier 1 and like beyond.
You say that the Timmies apply to everyone. The Timmies aren't just people like PCMT and others.
I'm talking about us Timmies, though, to be fair. I thought it was obvious I was referring to Timmies as us, but I can consider that part. That's like, yeah, it could be anybody, but again, if somehow that becomes so widespread, if people are doing that at like champs or something, then you're going to see people pulling that in ranked at least a little bit. A little bit.
Not high enough, Fushy.
No, you got to go higher. You must make them ants. Summer ants. Anyway, we still don't necessarily have an update on the fix up yet, unless we're good. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, in that time, we are actually kind of built up, actually. Okay. Wait, I actually filled enough time with that podcast discussion. That's crazy. That wasn't even rage bait. That was like actual conversation. Fuck off. Now you're rage baiting me. I see. Yeah, I think at this point, yeah, it's just that people don't have a buy menu. I think they just need to reconnect. You know what? I'm looking for engagement bait right now at this point. I did well enough to at least do something here. I need to see if I baited anybody in chat. Not even bait, but I want to see. I need to see a reaction so I can fill for more time. Probably restart if that doesn't work. Oh god, if we have to actually restart again, that is not gonna be good. Damn, nobody bit. You know what? Understandable. At least I was able to get with these guys. That's fine. But no, I think at the my point in my whole rhetoric, even if I'm stewing about the doors, I think it's still like there is so much time for this map to develop, and I think that's one of the things you'll at least see where people realize, okay, it's not as clear cut. There's going to be some nuance. Some. Oh shit.
Maybe.
Is it just? It is actually just Cyclone, I think. Yeah, I think we need to kill this guy. Yeah, because everyone else is fine. Yeah, ugh. Yeah, try and at least try for one more time here. That's so unfortunate, because everyone else is fine. It's just Cyclone that is just unable to do that somehow. Fuck. Maybe he needs to do the Observer tech and Alt F4. Thoughts?
I don't know.
Not. I'll check in after if anything, to see if that works out at all.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, someone probably told him to alt F4. Surely. Hopefully. But look, at least like between this series and oh god, what was the other series? It was what team is that on again? I'm forgetting the names.
Who?
Baka. Oh yeah, wait,
Oh,
was
yeah.
Baka? Oh
Yeah.
wait, yeah. Oh yeah, it was Baka. So that was actually the close one actually. I was thinking that one was the stomp. It was another series. Damn, I did them dirty. But yeah, no, at least like seeing something interesting on the new map. I'm at least enticed, but I think it's more. I have been enjoying this map more than some of the previous maps. I think that's probably how I feel. I really thought that Corrode was going to be, you know, the cool map because me totally not
Oh, I
being
thought you-
biased post Toronto, but no.
I don't know.
I don't
This
know.
map kind of this map kind of mid. I'm not gonna lie.
You're kind of mid Teklo, it's fine. No, but okay, no, okay. I'm gonna go on a little tangent actually about Corrode because I was there. I got a little bit of a, you know, very interesting stories from that. What was it? It was, I can't remember if no, it was the Friday, so that was the upper final and the bottom four match pretty much. I was hanging out with a guy that I met that day. We hung around pretty much like where we would see like all like the people actually walk up from like the back entrance pretty much. And where they also did like a lot of like the interview ops for like the outside little stretch. We ended up seeing two of the members of Good Kid. One of them was the one that played in the show match. He slipped that they actually did like obviously like play a little bit ahead of time because no shit, they're not going to play it dry for obvious reasons. I asked if it was like a smaller big map because at that point, okay, at that point Corrode, the map name was leaked and there were rumors going around that it was a small map. So I was just asking generally about the size because obviously you can't really say much with it. He kind of caught himself after, but he did kind of slip that it wasn't really a small map, or at least that's what it sounded like. So once that happened, it was like, oh, I see. And it's like a lot of people have been comparing some stuff on Summit to this map, but the main thing obviously being, you know, you can actually rotate on this map. And Corrode being tough, but you know, I don't know. Like Corrode is such a really tough one to love, and I'm just like, this one feels a little better. But hey, if Teklo is saying it's mid, he's probably right. Maybe I'm just special.
I'm not saying like it's mid like bad. I'm just like, you know, I mean in the average like in the actual definition of mid. It's just
yeah, no, I know what you meant. I knew what you meant. I didn't think like you kind of just, it was more like the mid is like a little indifferent, you know, where it's like, you know, middle. It's more that I've been yapping this entire time to feel, but also just generally just kind of glaze the map a little bit. But also because I think it's interesting. Like I actually feel, you know, compelled to see how this map actually develops compared to some of the maps previous. I guess is kind of the idea. Because I've seen the potential. I've been smoking a little bit of the Zaza on it. And I'm just like, okay, maybe there's something to it.
Oh, Karina.
What?
I'm watching the other game.
I was so confused who the fuck Karina was. I thought you meant Karina Kampf or something?
No.
I'd be like, hey, yo, what? No, okay. Actually, at this point, that's probably what we need to do while we're filling. Yeah, let's just do a watch party of the map. Oh, right. Are we going into it? Yes or no?
No.
Shit.
We're just watching it. We're just
about-
watching.
okay.
I'm just watching this individually.
No, I know. I was just making sure that's like, I was just checking with the end if we're like good to go in, or if we're doing it soon.
I think with the
Or
4K.
Yeah, probably, but still. I mean, at least you could do this with the skybox. I have done goofy shit going around like Pearl observing. It's like if you go beyond, you know, the sea level being being risen up that hutch, it's blacked out. Like that's the problem. We literally can't.
Are you ready to start? Unfortunately. Are mics live?
They've been live the entire time. You think people were not listening to me?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Officially going back in. Apologies once again for the delay. And we genuinely did try. We really did. A
Push
different
out
look,
continuing
but the double
communication.
judge. Yeah, this double judge might be a little deadly if I'm not careful.
You're dead.
Or never mind, it's not the double here. But okay, they sniffed it out. They're not that haphazard. But that's the judge down. That's cats down. It's official. The pie did happen. Unfortunate. And Abstract did go down too. So this flood, especially from everyone else with the lesser weapons, definitely all for not there, especially.
Standing.
Yeah, and we spent at least like nearly 20 minutes trying to figure this one out without a lobby DC all
What
for
must be done.
that. I mean, to be fair, it was kind of an eco anyway, so. If he still can't buy, oh no.
No.
Are you fucking serious? Bro, what? Oh my. In-game, surely. Oh my god. At this point, do we just do a lobby restart then?
I think we just have to at this point. If he can't buy, then that just ruins.
Yeah. I think at that point, like, I'll ask in lobby if they want to restart.
I think they're
yeah,
fine.
we just have to make them figure it out.
I think they definitely want to.
No. I mean, if they, that's good. That's okay. We're gonna figure this out in an actual thing. We'll figure it if we're gonna play from round 18 or 19. So, yeah, we'll get this handled. We'll be back in like 10 minutes, if anything. If I had the Shia Wager Death Gong, it would probably be perfect because a really bittersweet ending here. We tried our sincere best to roll everything back to have this end amicably and fairly. Unfortunately, due to other circumstances, we just ended up having the forfeit here. So,
Yeah.
Unapologetically, it's just a sour end there. So, 100 Tonys forfeited this map. So that leaves the series to 1. I
2-1,
don't know how
yes.
it's going to necessarily go on the stats here, but everything's a mess. All you need to know it's a mess, but we have solved it to an unideal result, but yeah, it is unfortunate, really. I really wanted to see the end of that map, but
Unfortunate things happening.
yeah. Blame Burrito Games. Generally, I appreciate the patience of everybody in this series, just having to deal with all the hiccups there. Just
Yeah,
happens.
jumping in here as well. I mean, we got really close. We were nearly ready to go again. Unfortunately, we did have another disconnect, and it's a disconnect that was unrecoverable.
And another BSOD. So it just yeah. It's really ultimately unfortunate. It literally happened right when we were about to have it too. So just the final hurdle. Unlucky. Just unlucky, I guess. Yeah. I generally just kind of feel bad for everybody involved for the sake of we couldn't just end things off in, a reasonable way. But
Yeah.
it be how it be, I guess. So
Just unfortunate at the end of the day.
yeah. Like we built up all the stakes for this match for it to ultimately kind of just end up being everything that kind of just happened. It's like, well. Not too much really to harp on left there. Just the update to kind of give the conclusion there that, well, the game technically ended, but not for going to 13. Just we ended up just having to forfeit. So yeah. Do we honestly have anything to say beyond that? Because I'm honestly not too sure, because everything was great up until that point, and it's just yeah. Shout out though to just before everything else, just shout out to Ian for trying so goddamn hard to remake the lobby and just everything with that. However much it was just it was arduous. So yeah. So with that, at least hey, there's still some more Valorant to watch. There is the other series going on right now with I think just a blank beat stream, but hey, it's Valorant that won't crash.
12-11.
11-11 right now. Okay, so you can
12-11
still
right
catch
now.
the end. Okay, so you can catch the end of Ascent here. So, but until next time, folks. Thank you for your patience with it. Wish we could have had better solution, but that's the end of our show today. So, go ahead and hop over to the other game, and we'll catch you guys next time.